Brand the car no brand bread you watching akunyao inshiraka neat etiefo nyina ozuoma ADAKABRI oribo bebie the car no
yesi okwan tware suo ena suo tware kwan panyin ni hwan a yebo kwan betu asuo ozuoma ADAKABRI FRIMPONG MANSO wagina konya bebie
Ago fia
Amen. Yeah, what I miss you. I miss you.
Every.
You are welcome.
Cabinet.
What venue?
Cabinet kase akoko wakwa bua ase ne sen.
Womu wo kuromu ne dia ya no womu ntia.
Dabi. When nana ya edia na wodi ya mi asema Cabinet kan nyina asem mo nana. Wada Roma.
Sa ai ofa me dem.
Debi.
Mennem.
Debi.
Nana ma mennem wat na
nana ma nennem bi wate.
Nsam ha.
Ensam ho so ahu.
Nana ma mennem.
Cabinet.
Wa vanie.
Cabinet. Yo weye.
Madam. Over madam. Ya kasa akukọ akwabu a.
Akukọ akwabu.
Wa wo se ekane no. Enya kane ne nanse nyina da so wo ho. Anopa no ubedi nka ate akukọ no. Na wa kane to ahwe. Se kosia ne da nim ha ya. Se kosia ne da nim ha ya na de kante abutu no. Na wa ma na bro. Na wo de nsu asi ho. Wo beba na wato. Ebi o nso a wonya asase ya de kokwa na ya te no ne ya ka ne to ahwe ebi okura na kosua ne danim ha ya ubutu no a na wato enti wutie ya akokọ no tumitu nkosua be sedu ebi tumitu edumiensa eduna ebi kura tumitu dunum
dakope
na ya enti watoto afa obo se kosua no mmabie Emebie wa ne aboaboa nkosua na no wo ba bi fa akwa ama no no wakoda so enti wakoda so a ene yase wakwa abu ofo obeda kosua no so a kosi se kosua no bedane afri kosua ye bodie no akosi se ma ebeba ba sisem enti ma no besemu a na ebere bi so a wonyankopon no anim die mu no na wabobọ no wanhwane enti wokọ abu a etre se wokọ akoda ne nkosua so akoda ne nkosua so wi a afedie no wanhwane enti wanhwane a afese ebi wotumi hwane be se edu womu di nati ahwane fe ebi nso wa nkosua no wontumi hwane ni nyina enti bonse ba kumienu bi na da ho eno na aya na sa okofa pai no ayefre ni kosua funu no ebon papa kan but ebinum so tumi nya akukuduro no adi
senti
sa nipa no so wonu adi wie na so wafa studio ha say so watase
asa
ejabeta ha ni yam se kan ye tumi ka se ni yam bon se de ware nkosua funu
kwasua mu kura na enye funu na awe ye na yam tesen na ebon na eye funu na wasan ayeden
are but wa fa bi wa ohia ne ahokyere nti ye di
ti kwabra ya na wo mu nsusu a wo mu no nkosua edni mako edinam kroma ye to kwabra utobiwe
ofa aya den pa semeto wafa ba no medidie dia ya na metra me ho kakra
uchron kakra ya waduane ho
enti se kosua ye ton wo traffic light media aya nanko mo adwuma no a wo mo ye na ye me fe say they are trying to make ends meet say de be ya nkakra
na wo decide say
ba me ade ni di ya medin say first no wa fa wo kwakura ase a nanka nkosua no a wo meko no wo di hye kosua no no ebi wo wa na ye anyo emeko entosi eni yetuta ne kama aya raw na nansan ye bi de magi cube aha ade fra emeko no a wo ma ayam no sade ebe dokodoko nti ema ni di ya meden pa ya minti kosia bat ni di ya meden
ni di ya odin
ya ni di ya ebi no so ya ne kama
waye tesi ana kese makwabu
wasaba tisi ade wahwane wahwane
na mekwabu no a me bae kwabna so ma me 2 seconds eko wie se minua baby oh your friend no Abba Van Dyke oko infanseman na obeware lawyer bi ne friend Sax Changa na neba divine na owa no na aba ebebe ye abachega Rita abachega na kabra no ye adwuma wo Ecobank
okay
and say afei na ye bo mamane say Rita abachega ni Van Dyke abra say on tiase
oh
na Bernard Koku Avle Bernardino Koku Avle
oh
ono so ne yiri Justine yes Bernard Koku Avle onye hwe maame ekura no uko City FM any City News wo mo sports presenter baako a friend no nananketia tuo no Bernardino na kodai wo ma na dwuma ye maame nti ya mitini say ya abna na one mama some few seconds na obeya woni obinim eti asori ene obapa Christy asori sa oba no ye friend Florence anenwuma wo twa ne kane na producer for se nwomo ne nyede enwomo ne nko baabia sa nwomo ne nyede na nwomo ne nko baabia emu nsam ampese metie ka kire Mrs Charlotte Van Dyke Auntie Charlotte ene ne manyina se Abba Van Dyke de wo ho no me bafie me be amo nyina nyame behwe mo so ate mema mienu kwa miamo ene Kofi Adom amo ye mema ansana kua boache wa yi Adom sa enipa miensa adakabri ni nyina Kofi Adom ene kwa miamo ena akua boache wa yi Adom ABY akua mohwɛ mo so yi wate na ya na noma ni nyina no se nyame amemu a abna
ofa awu se asamonto wa ofa ya hu se de wiaseti o dina yese nya asamohye Benadavle one of the journalists here ofa me respecting so much say ensem trefo a won tese wonya corrupt ba kokora no unya no ya nyamemfa ne kra ensi
abrantie de we nto no
yeah but of erade ya adomo a so obekọ no wakọ akọchia wonumu a meta wachi me ne onyina bekọ na yakọ akọchia ebusuafo na yama wonumu yakọ ya de Eurade na odema ono anso na oje yesre se Eurade mfa wo monto eja Abraham kukum
kabna
ofa
aframi ADAKABRI Mahmudu Osioma na panyiru Kwadwo Damiado as usual ana wodi mesi abonten me ofa se majari osai agyeman the maestro ana ono nso so no ehwi yankam se mechanics no okay obeye ne sade sitia na ono ko abeye ne better than ADAKABRI Mahmudu nti majari osai agyeman ba ye won so obochidom nansa ana wobai na akua friye ono so service mema ne mienu ansa ana eba no se ye ka technical production na Facebook live so woni YouTube say ye nyina no abra frema bankro ene ye nesia sabiaku nese ofresisiriwa abra asisiriwa what holding da
waka wa abakwasa
professor ajekum wono so efresisiriwa so hono asisiriwa hoye papa eti se ukọ ekwabra pe ba bia giwani a wode asisiriwa brone kwa no na wode eba beposo so hono memfa bonkum so ema permanence contenten so na bo se amakom ewo ho so hono na adwumam na bo se ukọ a etro ho no so no ankase wo ho na ankase na eye miama de nyina nana ekokofu kronko hene akoya de bi wo ho mama keze kwabna ukohye wa ye hwe oga na ba bia ye hu ai de wakoye no ho no no se nsuo no ho lake no lake bosomtwe no ene se nana akoye imintizeti a upem na wo humi a me assume quickly say because I step out of the country ebi ana makọ me o lake no so e wan kase so no nti ene engineer Steven Abankro okumase no wo wono 72 mu ba ene abra frema Abankro o se mara michi mafa nti the whole team say eye ajay ono so nam wanya ne maame dia eye ne papa dia because ne papa moja ene wonu mu akwada ya ho ofe nyina wo de senese it is a nenisi ni din birthday na hwe oba fa wo de na matim idia na engineer Steven Abankro me de anwumi me de emano so hono na ye de aka chen say happy birthday happy birthday engineer papa and say wa wo ne ba ono so creativity ana wona kwam na akade de kwa akoma no eti kwamra we ti on engineer to eno anse menya interlock bi na me de asoma ne de kwa akoma no enti engineer oba abna frema Abankro wase men kan chose nyame nhiraw ne nyame won hyaw den na afi so nyame wakoma so ade nyina no wonfama ne gusua ne maame no entena kama ne ta no hwehwe asisiruafo so de wanye tuntum a no yebidie nti asam kro no ana yeka ede akire wo mo enti enu akire no so no nana ya asafo wono so no be ma fefe ene de wose wa graduate o kwabna wose ene de woni ye fen se ne biem gobe ne biem wose wa bre gobe it is then nana o sheda na ye the chicken vindaloo African biscuits we orders na order no na ye de amamoto di aba na kwabra order de mamoto di ba nti kwabra wani je ho aduane pa wo bedi o
wo fa
aduane a wo bedi o
me didi say enkofo patronize ye be hye wo mu nkran say ahweyie na esese
kwambes na wo hweyie
se wotwa se me hu se ayi no a wo mo de ba no o mu di seal bi Italiano o mu di seal bi Italiano set away a eye nipa no a ye de koma no pe na obetumi ebiesu enti me didi se eye nice way ya wo mo so creative jobs and ma wonum creative jobs ma motor riders no creative jobs ma wo mu aye aduane no creative jobs just say ahyeyie na se wo mu ye nkakra nkra bato wafa de wo mu ye no de ye nse wo mu nkran sa wo de aduane koma wo bi a momfa mo sticker no entalia no enti nipa no a ye de koma no pe na wo betumi ebiesu esan se aduane ho asem ka no aya na ya ahomete kakra ba
anti che so be dia ma ho ato
offer enkofo patronize I think it's a good idea yeah eboa on say wo fie but a creative jobs be e de ama wo on say alan kodetre manten na ni so ade hunu eno anie enti na ya me hye wo mu nkran se eye da no ba bi se ya wo ton kenke kenke sada no wo ba ha ne dokuna de aya me hu se
dokuna nkwa na ede wo no ho
wo fa ede pa na wo ya se de wo kura dokuna no kura
amajamfu na efrem ye no amajamfu na efrem ese wada ese wada
wo fa vai ni kanke no kura de wo nta wo beto
sa wonto abeto
kai aya nice way ya wa package of wa package na kama no ode agu na ti
na chipa na kenke ni guo
ekura ne nsam ura fio
ura de
no wa package na kama say na wo ba
na we ni wo ba na jese wo hwe kenke na na ahwe no
wa fa dokuno no beto
ubeto ase ubeto
boko left say pakam na baba right pakam aje na bumbia no wo ye ho wo denden wo ba aja wa adwa tunu kwa fa no dokuno de
ni dokuno na dokuno no nko a we kokro from a Kumasi kro from atomic opposite to petrol station ho no na wura bi ton mu bi ho ne fe na Aisha and say Aisha mo kwabna there's a 10 years ago to 20 cities na so media na cheze it's swadodo cheze Aisha mo say kitia niwa na cheze okopa Aisha na ahwe no anya mo na akoto ye
cheze cocaine rice ya wa ma 7
sir
dawado wono awade ne din na nam
sir
but
opposite sukus wono no am sa petrol station bi na ba wono no
wafa
o sana sound samu na de emu na don
na
no bata metu tambe
no bo oba no pa be 10 ya de kosi anwumere kura
sir
emu na de na no bo no
na manama wo
wafa bibia wo
tiri hu wo
kai
sabi ne be ma na yetwa
na me kura de me pe wo nam no ho no cassava fish
no
enyo anja waja wo mo tsina kona no wo titam kama na wa salad ise kama na red fish ya wati akoko awati sausage ya wati pizza ya wati ne kama wafa
samu no mkosa ho line no say sa netie ma hu so wo ho no na me nto bi da
wafa udi ba ko abedi mienu
sa no mani mutede
wa ya ade ya ade
ugina ho a wo nche sa
ya wa ya ade
se ba sa na woteta pew no agina akọ
wafa sa nkofuo sei no ho enuane no afo sei no at least ye nse wo mu nkuran ye mu wo mabaso sa emaye ya mo wie school na mini adwuma ye wakoye economics wakoye anwan management enti wakeka ne nsa no wasadem offer do something alan kojo tramantia bie kwanya de ato wonom edi ama obi bia se ye betumi anya kwanya na modie de aye bibi nkakra se offer ayi abanya adwuma ene sa abosumi adwuma ye wo mu se eye de but is here wakura ye talk offer wo betumi obi aye abanya adwuma wo de afa ne se Minister of Energy one way adwuma why receptionist of obetumi aye adwuma 10 years no need 10,000 crowd an account yes obi betumi atra de se teacher ni of a teacher ni wa just 1,000 say 2,000 but say obetra de 10 years of no need 10,000 impo say savings here that apart for bosiamo but omo aye nuane offer talk about sukus and now say abu oni dia
abu and just a champion rice bi so so new town ate opposite total no eto akoma GCB bank no that sacho na just kwabna du ankogina ho anadu no nkro obitimi to
money
otimi to no atowe otimi to ma pack maku se aduo no na ekwame de na bo se wano salacious na wano kekambo so sa just a champion rice no e new town wallahi
wunya sawa wo ye waduma
wow, your potential is better realized in your own environment.
na me kura application the pejuma ye na me nya 1,000 of 1,000 Ghana cedis a month na braba na wo bebo na bra wo start bibi with wonsa no a tumi aye bibi datin
nyana eye reya no ye gobe wa hai nyana ne ye sunlight the only one dey
of ayi wonim ayi kanka boutique wono
ai
sada na me no a woto beans wo aya kwose lie we me beans kra dokuno no se lie nko e won kra dok obekwa ne ya park ya ka me kura se me du wono mu a se me ho dom doso etumi to dokuno 10
sir
ba 10
me dem to me dia wo eye night market osu na abeko shitolo
good
aleno yeje kabina eti chese aduane so wo ye ne ye a you never go wrong you never go wrong because ye can Uncle Ben's rice 5 kilos to try ye ton say almost ton 70 cedis sa 70 cedis na busa ho say okonoa na so so ono ne ye pa ne mu atete ya kwabena chese obetetie nyamfaso sen
obetetie nyamfaso ya won say emo no ofa say eda ensa yesi insurance fefel na ofefra fafranto insurance fefel and ofefra fafranto
yes flowers fefe no and the free butterflies okay
etiba no ye dawo no otwepon otwegwabe no ofa ye beba baby ye beto dabi a wo besa me se manko abuo ni dua na meti sukus kwa abuo ni dua na meti sukus
sa adwa de wa beti adwa ne nkwa che pawo adwa nkwa che pawo o se hono odi akinkan wo aduane no obekọ odi akinkan jira so no wo aduane
se kasia ubedu na apake
wo
wa wuti bank ya wo se wo ye teller no wuti pen no
sam entare nkwa na ye di chi ne so ma wo free Kabra, what's what the bank? And Talia got the additional na free.
Sir, Omukra no one. Tell us no. Of a big Juma 5. No upon bay 8. Or no crown when your time, man.
I Juma time and upper 5. A big 5. Robert Ruffian, I do 8. And I do 8. A big crowd Saturday. When Simon Temwa.
Yes.
When Simon Temwa.
I said depression be cratting.
Yeah, repetitive work. So be no skill be enim and o no kan skekeke skill be enim eduma se bedu be na nye challenging enough na just what bank on na nim say kusu
so na ketua bi na no ba ku bi ya eduma wo bank bi wafa no wa managers wo tudu we jai wa ya toba
obeye choba no asoso
na toba no wafa se de dom si kɔ no
me che se
ya de nioma bi atetere ya ho a yete se wa nkoye busumi aduma na ma nkoye ministry ya market
babra me was sport to be wo eye adwoso pavement no so e wo dwabe rural bank wonom that sport no bra na me mfamfam uduru dwoso anadwo a enipa egu ho a eto aduane wa amontene so enti me ye nam se e me ye VIP jollof so no VIP jollof papa na so ntu imagine se wo ye jollof papa na che se gizadi che se champion jollof abna enti no aduane wo ye na ye maami bi no so no kwa me nkoma sakre ha ya eye gwa na e ho hye no so hunu na kwa wadim kakra bia no na maami no so no te gota na no ho sa na che se maami no na na minima de kro enam so matu e se maami na nyini na ne ma no anto aso sa maami no pa koduru wono ma enti kwabra unia whatsapp ya ne ba bia ufri se champion itribi wono no awazi ye na yanka se ahase ne bi WhatsApp ye 050 600 0909 050 600 0909 baby a champion itri champion choba pa wono WhatsApp bra na yanka mo bi ntibi
ano pay say ya makasa fiti yakoni swa masakasa hase Kunim say me bayira mpese ni nkontomre
de ya puto no
ai jawa ajo
ana cheso ko bi no ordinani bonkum
ya de cassava fish ne red fish ya yes say no the gobi asa bosso
and what the money can crab trim
what for say no ho udi wie na wo twe a won kan
oh sir udi wie na wo twe a won kan
oh sir
kabra ni
e mama ye funu ene ya ase
oh baby mienu
eno na hia ye mpa
o ye funu
ya ase
ene wa ya ase
e mama ye funu enti se wa ha obi wo honom a enya de pa momba ye nkomo na abechem na woni ni maid na no maid no e bia won na ye duane ma papa no
atwetwe ninsa no
me ka kire wo atwetwe yen
wo so aka bi o
fa wo se wo ayere no wo sa Brazilian hair na won won hye bi
no hye bi
encourage ube wa ni aka na tim wo because atwetwe yen
wo ware
aha atwetwe yen
wo ware
wo se maid no an
wo ka so obi ba bi use no
mo maid no an nya aduane ye aduane ya ne de ofa wonim se aduane enna ya no wo mu se mema de aduane tumi ma obi kwateka wo ba bi so
aduane nti
I'm telling you
TTMT
aduane aduane na uta wo ye oba se minim aduane ye oba bi na wo bo
oba bi nim aduane ye
ofa bi nim ebi nim enim aduane ye
anya so onim ye na emu no enye ne speciality
so wa fankanya hwe kura de
onim anwa mo no a
wa fantia mo anwa mo na obedi ni da bia
university for ma nya no anso obeye corn beef stew amount na corn beef stew no mpe
oba no obi anu ope
kwabna pa legon for ma no an se corn beef stew
ofa me wo de emema bebre me se mema de mienu ehia ye yanum ya ase o de aya wo se wa kotu atade obi a kobisa no anya no nkwan da na ye sotro
kwasi yabua e wa agire gan no se ADAKABRI Mamudu kokko try aduane no e wo Mary B Hotel na Edenvale Hotel na wo de okosa joints wonum na baba be damase so hu no
wow
baba
oh wafa sha ma sister course ya oye breakfast ya no power hama ofa wo liar ewo ho
a
bisa wada me
anopa nsem frama na
ye ko gina ho no mo a ebi wo wa metumi e gina ho 20 minutes
na unyanya aduane ne bi
Debbie breakfast yo enti yati wonu mo say yen adwuma ni wo ene ye ni hwe ye ene ye nya sei ye ofa yen se maamefo ne papafo no monsamu mani nkuran se enya suku nko na manipa ye
mami nya interview ba ko bi mra
kwa ya bra
na interview na chire no enkomo bi susu san wo ho so ahuno Adam Bona na woba na ni nyina mu no na mini kan na menya ahobo ansa na Matias
wafa na mamemfa ayi abasoboma wankasa unia ayi Dr. Benasante
Dr. Ghana Gas
na what you tell na wiye Chief Executive Officer of the Year no ono na oje Chief Executive Officer of Ghana National Gas Company Dr. Benasante
GNGC
ompekase
onye kekare
Debi one say ono ama accents no ekasa 10 and kasa
na nim say nyame so engineer
wow
Yankopon engineer
wow
engineer for no
yeah
se yesenka ye hwe ade de yanka engineer for na de bia wo se ye hwe wo mu yie pa
yeah ofa
Yankopon pe na oye engineer aje say obi engineer ancestor yiko wo mu na bibia
ofa se wo hwe ono ni nimdi a wo ne field ho no a wo mu nse da no so en oya atade de ma wo man no a se yeso ni mu yie Dr. Benasante ono na oje Chief Executive Officer of the Year yeah
when they abua papa show no
brands Ghana Corporate Brands Awards course e wo Kempinski no ofa ono na oje
oye papa
so sense ya wo dia ba Ghana Gas wono
anti Ericus Gaspar bechele US no kasa was say branding alone don't pull customers for you. Let your fingers do the talking.
Excellent.
The watch at Bombaria is very dope. Just any brandy, abe brandy ne beye de beye. Just Mansano enkasa. Mansano no enkasa.
Oh, what for? I very good you. So what tell you what you opposite?
Just say Nende Foods new swami opposite the Ghana Commercial Bank. So what drew a year in room hotel no attend left sir. Commercial Bank no right sir. It in the Foods no so. Was just all call no more new swami wa chese wa be hu say yes normal call
na drew no pani area nyame betire. Nyame bi etira. What? That dom wa ya na egu. Na ofa ayi Daily Post nso. Daily Post nso wa de asamba ba o.
Sir,
Daily Post the assembly.
Daily Post was the same, Michael Dokosi.
What was say national security one. Changes no aba one. Gabi boys.
Just as many any atobra. Omu nyina Gabi boys.
Yeah, I do.
And just say, I go as many.
Of unim no.
And atobra.
Unim wo.
When whatever ma one institute ya Dankwa Institute ya.
Ya so omu ye adwuma wo.
No omu nyina ye adwuma wo Dankwa Institute.
Of about say omu yi national security for. National security for no. Sir, me did say omu awo omu nsisa anase yetumi appoint obi a na ye de na kwatena.
Mayanya interview no. Niemra na Ghanaian security apparatus no.
Yeah.
Yem say the be say. Masterpiece wo London. Was it kwabena brefie ni fie. E wo Croydon. E ho ye bay. If you review so ba ko so sa wo e ye jowul ha ya. Right. Dr. Adam Bona yemwa ha. Doc na wi what to saying?
Ofa Eradiado.
Ya no ama woni so kakra dia mame.
Ofa Eradiado me hoye.
Right. Ghanaian security apparatus. And it's ya switch is see akwa many. Any atobra. Wo na national security. Any NIB. Na suggestion say omu nyina so akwaye adwuma Dankwa Institute. And ye do economy. In some circles they are described as outsiders. And ye do babe abe ye the apex of the national security apparatus. Doc, wait, is it something worth our while? See if I can answer.
Oh, Ofa, whether they are from Dankwa Institute, wherever they are coming from. Jumana, I said they were already there, some of them deputies and the rest, and now Ofa. Yes, and it is. You know, so as far as I'm concerned, that is neither here nor there. I say we need to rather share the entire this massive shake-up. It is and I say yes, the president would do such a shake-up. Usually, say this type of shake-up at the foremost security or intelligence agency. Na aban foforo bi na aba na you know ya clear wow them say so kofi ni ya clear omo say clear omo na the non-career officers are cleared you know and then others are appointed and so today if you heard the president said he spoke I think in Tamale or Bolga to a radio station saying yeah call for reshuffle no the ministers no they are doing well. And so, what does that point to? It points to the fact that free national security and move some of them to Congo. And then they are not doing well. To put it in very simple form, it means they have superintended over a certain route without actually trying to go and do any research of a sort. That is trying to put an interpretation on the reasons why your man pay or say what they say a man for agitated for reshuffle. I am one of them. He says he's not going to do it, but he's done reshuffle at national security, the foremost intelligence agency in the country. And some of us who work closely with the security agencies will tell you that, and I have spoken to you about this several often. A lot of rots who share near national security, or Muyano, Dudwana, or Munyani, who share Galamsia, or any sending people with military uniform, then they take home to Galamsey sites. Illegal oil bunkering. Dudwana and a started free national security. You can mention the land grabbing in this country. Dudwana and a started free. And so, as far as I'm concerned, the president, you can say, the prerogative can decide to say, you move here. But I'm sure, and some of us have been calling for these changes. So whether they are from Dankwa Institute or we are Gabi Boys or not, I won't buy into that. Some of us said national security largely almost fairly here. And so lately, the Minister of National Security is not doing bad. I have disagreed with him openly, castigated him openly, but lately he hasn't been doing bad. And so, as far as I'm concerned, we are the year alpha. Yabeka, 1 year in Swa, Yabeka, so as far as I'm concerned, I don't agree. Young go into why the president will do that at a time to see when we are fighting terrorism, we are fighting, you kind of saying, criminality in this country. We are fighting all manner of, you kind of saying, issues in this country. And with the president, he won't move his health minister, agri minister. He won't move some of these people and bring new people. But he looks into national security and begin to move some of them to Congo, and tell some of them come to Bramia Makache, you kind of saying, what's the name? Jubilee House. Never saying Accra Initiative. I mean, mine is that those of us who work with the agencies. It's not everything you can put out there, but I can tell you, it hasn't been well with the national security.
Abranti, Kwasomani, there or no, obey the first person outside of the mainstream state security setup. And no Okoji Pusinti said, would the Kowachi Ekwashed the likes of the late Kojochi Katanom, Jeff Asmanom, Kofito to be Kwachenom, Francis Pokunum, Kofi Bentum Kwansenum, Amugatenum, Ediba Besi Joshua Treme, the late Joshua Treme. Na and nay. You catch them. Boblo Lati. Don't know. I just say, Edward Asmani, confidence bang, and now a year operatives. No, Omubenya say ye de Obia or ye outside of there. I mean, say, Obakan say, comfort zone. About better one more console.
You see, when you are talking about intelligence, any trust, first of all, I'm not digressing, but Oshe, the current Inspector General of Police, he's a career police officer. But there's been several other IGPs before him. And you can tell and attest to the fact that since he was appointed, there's been massive changes. Informants are now almost to share information with the police. Confidential information, share some information, and that is helping them to crack down on violent crimes. Or more gold mines, for gold shops, and then say and that is what is going on. It is because of the confidence level. When indigents or those who must be given information to the operatives themselves feel say, if you have information in my operatives here, it doesn't end up anywhere because maybe the operative might go share the information with their bosses and you don't hear anything. Obviously, then you know there is a challenge. And now you can say, you have heard the issues with boss, the roads that took place there. Is it NTA? One of the agencies, the oil, one of the agencies. Electrical cables now they are there. There were national security operatives who were manning that particular warehouse. Bundles of cables got lost from that place. What has been the outcome of the report from the national security? Many who can say, we should have actually probably known that this was going to happen. But some of us know it will happen. Why do you think the Minister of National Security, he withdrew every security operative, national security operative from the ports? Why do you think he did that? They gave a reason, but some of us know why they withdrew them. Who imports on your man as a video? Whilst Susan on your man will contain them more, they drew motorway, no across all. That time no one about the house. Akatro said, when you are duty, meanwhile, they know you have gone past the clearance. You're open in some business can go to KI, Kotoka International Airport. We are going to land, then I want to check it out now with you. You will see two operatives sometimes accosting you. You wonder what are these people, following me for. Then they introduce themselves. We are national security. Your penalty will be maybe $10 and after £10 be a man. No matter. These are the things. And so my point is that if there are so many, if these people are workers, they have not been in the system, and the people who were put at the helms of affairs at a certain level at the national security would bring out the confidence we need. So be it. It's not everything I can say, but mine is that on this, I will not force the president or the appointor being appointed for to anybody. Anybody can put, some interpretation to what
But
the president has done.
yeah, Keno. Says security also goes with integrity.
Yes.
Until I say, yitimi etotrianoma. The spectacle say, Atobra, Dankwa Institute, Aya Gabi Ochredako, and now or your first executive director, founder, first executive director.
Yeah.
Na Gabi, I appointed Atobra to be the executive director of Dankwa Institute.
Yes.
Then somewhere in 2015, so be kai kura na unsi ye kofa South Africans be kura eba.
Yes, I remember. Yes.
Exactly.
Those three South Africans.
Exactly. Unsi omo South Africans ni ye deporto omo, and subsequently number charge Atobra with specific crimes be. Said the case in Ukusi, I am unable to say for now. But then Atobra ye ba MPP ba bemwi. Ne ye Atobra at the security setup. When they be replaced, na do be replaced, kwaku nidia emay. Na kwaku asumani aba be replaced no. Don't know. Ape ye kwaku asumani a esi ano we ewo NIB, we were national security. So the integrity side of it, the sankrofo mienu nyina no na omo ewo a Dankwa Institute ochire dako ena or point to ko enipa bi so enam ekeka se ese Ghana no sisi ade ochire dako de obeka se empunu no na epunu oka se emfo a na afo enti enei sa nipa ne mienu nyina no they are the helm of nanaya ochire dako so no enti ekoba ne say ya integrity wise who ne saying.
Well, integrity wise, until such a time that these two people who might have come through the path of Dankwa Institute, they are there to do the work to ensure the safety of this country. That tag will always be on them. Yes, I have heard people say, Gabi, Mr. Gabi or Trader the Okano, that is what is taking. Some people even allege that he's a de facto prime minister. There have been all sorts of whatever, names. But mine is that in terms of security, some of us have not been happy with the way national security has been managed. And so whatever it takes to reform and transform and get the national security to be the institution some of us want to see it to be, must be done. And so, as far as I'm concerned, sir, and conform me in way are, and when you fully promote to NIB and national security here and there, I will tell you that offer. Let's probably give them that benefit of the doubt. But the issue of integrity of who they are, people having confidence to say, they are not coming to do somebody's bidding, but they are almost back about the year we expect. I'm telling you that if they are able to prove themselves, let me tell you something. Recently, somebody took some photos from somewhere. Ushe Imurana, Semurano Krebini Ghana. Ushe Sahils now, Ebini no. Or they could take our photos. And or the issue press statement from the national security for our catches. I say some terrorists have crossed into Ghana. Offer. If I know you are a lawyer, but even the layman, if you the layman, we are layman in terms of security. If every day, or to me a draw on the paper, so national security document. A catch and say, and when some of us checked, it was all lies. Number. Because when you do the analysis and these days, technologies are there for you to be able to run a forensic check to see is there any area where I will come. And when some of us ran it didn't point to the north. And some of us thought that, you see, how can you be spending money fighting terrorism, educating people on terrorism, and yet one casano information more than banning in iron trouble. And there were people from that area who said, it is not true. This place doesn't even look like our place. They didn't come out to come and apologize.
Dr. Bonnet, granted, sir, dear course or no, French never can say faux pas. And into and yet, now I was here a year at the papa. I was here a year at the fufro. Sir, Oking kind a year Kofi Bentum Kwansen book. I found or cut the captive president. Sir, I will be your president near capture no. Na ontimi home na ontimi nye bibia papa ya or your president his excellency na nadu na kwagufuado in so many quarters what to say and yasini nuanom na eya de hemo yasini nuanom na eya de hemo ebi na wankasa ye reference to Gabriel na ya sorry watch the dako say one na de facto prime minister of Ghana enti sene security setup akwakoba na yesi we mu wo ho ma anye ne yie na ye kofa we no de aba na kokoba se obi a chese ninua bi ne cousin bi a wono owo links with that two individuals wo na wo at the helm of national security and NIB. Is it fair for anybody to suggest say then indeed the president may have been captured Anna?
Well, literally anyone who wants to point to the fact that depending on where you stand, you are likely to conclude that the president might have been captured. But when it comes to security matters, I will differ, especially on this particular area where the president has done changes and brought these people. But to answer you directly, yes, we all have concerns here and there. Say, Keso Mampeni, Otumiya Reshuffle, Ebinum Ababe, Ebinum Atinaso Kakra, Omunko na Ebimra, Etiko Otumiya Reshuffle na, Nanka Ebia Omwa, Study, who are related or closely related to him, no? Ebinum, any idea, no? Nanka wa you of one free home. Na, Study. The ADAKABRI, announce ADAKABRI Nuabi, announce a mini Akitwa Jerry, and the Becas also Coco Hendeha. Now I said also they are. To dispel your kind of that notion, because sometimes when you allow a notion like this to fester, it becomes the norm. Everybody then begins to agree that this is what is going on. Because I am saddened by the president saying that all his ministers are doing well, when he knows that the agric minister has failed abysmally. He has performed poorly. fertilizers ni nyinaa national security for wɔ hamile ɛne ɛkeka ho ɔmo de ni nyinaa akɔ akɔ rewura Togo ne Burkina na ade. So for the president to say everybody, I'm not saying all of them, but for him to say all of them are doing well would actually go a long way to confirm what some people are saying, alleging say so I would have thought that he would look at it and say, well, and so for me, I will not fault anybody who says the president largely
going forward, said you can't say narration and a narrative when say Ninuanum air control affairs, literally, uni qualms, mobia, name ocean security wise, and differently. Say, yeah, what is right. The same way, a Greek minister on the face of it, sell Adriania Cotodia, Winya Bini, yeah, and I say Adriania Cotodia, and Bordeno. Obaka say, Eddie, a Greek minister, Wanyade, fertilizer idea, but then, so we share a Greek in the performance. Ube say, since 2008 to date, every year koto performance as an Greek minister, as a percentage of the GDP, we perform better than all the Greek ministers are. Or free 2008, and the ABC and in the same way, and you need to look at it with empirical evidence and say, yes, I can't figure it in there. But still on the issue of say, President, Fiobi to say Sarah Adjwasafo, say just a stroke of a pen, say Adjwasafo, my revoking appointment, Lariba, take over, Francesca Otemensa, or your deputy, Bibia Swecha. So you ask yourself, the DNT president, etna here 8-9 months, and Sana, what is our decision we say by? Could anybody be thinking, say, president, or did that on who can perform for the country, now rather than all pander towards a year Nicronisa, a year Dinsa obet me you Madiana?
Well, I just think, me, be Sammy, I make us say, you're the suborno do one and the president, Nankasa. Free also the advisors and Oka and great minister offer me as an ordinary person. I'm not agronomist. I'm not I don't I have a backyard garden here. Me show me document the case and the and I'm determined say a great minister why are they answer one yard and I mean that is what I'm saying. And now I can say be to me talk. I want to me talk. That itself is a national security matter. And so, if these people were actually advising the president in terms of idea, national security, would be to say that, looking at the trend, the way things are happening, when you go to the border communities, when you see the way people are doing these things, and so sometimes you have some of these leaders being too sycophantic. The moment they begin to behave that way, a day will come when you smile at the wrong side of your mouth. And that is what has happened to some of these people who have been booked. And so as far as I'm concerned, when you take, for instance, the Sarah Adjwasafo issue, some of us, we spoke about it and spoke about it and spoke about it. It took Parliament to almost take a decision, the fate of Sarah Adjwasafo, before the president actually signed that letter revoking her appointment. Some of us congratulated him that better late than never. But these are some of the things that the president would have to look at because not doing reshuffle itself, I've said it, not doing reshuffle is a national security matter. Not doing reshuffle is a national security matter. If you give me time, I would explain. Because maybe the other side, when you have one segment of the community feeling being left out, they are likely to rise up tomorrow. You have within the president's own party a large segment who are complaining that since 2017, they have never been so close to anything called power, even though they support it. So why won't you do changes? It's going to be.
Reason why Krana two proposed aspirants to the president flag bearership, they are only there because President Ninu and cousins no cronies no and who you and said yes, you be no. It but then Still on the issue of integrity and performance of the president. To buttress the point, president is in the second term of Bettina Kunyensweno. It took him almost a year, just a little under 12 months. And Sana all pointing the MMDCs. At the end of it all, no long delay up to a year, no appointing MMDCs now. There 98% were retained to continue to work for him. So now Obama to aswa humanity there. At the end now, Yetnasia almost a year. And exactly what is happening at the presidency? Is he getting the best of secretarial support? Is he getting the best of advice? Is he getting the support of? I say, what exactly is happening now? Obetimi master delay. We say, I knew no what me adverse media reportage.
And I'm kind of as those who his advisors, those who are very close to him, who advise him, and you know that sometimes the kitchen cabinets are very powerful. And so the kitchen cabinet of the president, and in fact, those who by law must advise the president, they actually failed us. But say this Subona and Subo president. The demand said, "Oh no, any a tour abanamano." And you know, as a Ghana, a Koya, a Bebana Basso, and Koya in Swa, and so, as far as I'm concerned, it all probably connects to what I'm saying that if you look at why the president has that entrenched position about moving people in and out and making sure, because that alone is to even calm down, people's, the panic. People at the moment, you can see how the dollar is galloping. We are actually sitting on a time bomb. And so sometimes those of us, the security watchers, those of us who do this work, when you see Nancy University of Ghana, even though they've had their own challenges, one little trigger, I'm not from them, so I have advised every driver. That's all now. That's all cross will be. That's now cross one. Or the captain say, "Oh no, now from captain saw the Mr. Manin because people are high. People are high in the country, which is not very good. And among the presidents in Nankasa, the party faithful, people who you meet some of them. Me, I'm an ordinary Ghanaian. I don't belong neither here nor there. But some of them will tell you that you see some of us, and some of you have a bit of a voice. This is my contribution even to the NPP before they came to power. But since the NPP came, I haven't had one little assistance. I said, well, I am not closer to anything to say anything. But the truth is that it is not very good for nation building. And if you look at it in terms of security, it is not very good at all for ensuring that we will one day will not throw this country into something that will be difficult to recall. And so as far as I'm concerned, offer almost 1 year to appoint districts, they're kind of saying, call them
MMDCs,
heads of national, heads of the regional, heads of the kind of say, municipal security councils and district security councils. It took the president almost 1 year. And these are the people who must be chairing the various security councils at the local level. So if it took you 1 year, and these people, what confidence do you think they are lieutenants, the police commander in the town or in the community, in the district or municipality? Because these are the people who the chairman must pretend. And to which now one name also your chairman now, or man can say Bina and the one seven, then I'll become on the back. These are the issues. And so you can see we've got to a point that we've gotten to a point where everybody, a lot of people are desperate. Today, you run buses the long haul buses. You know the challenges. All of you are faced with. Commuters, those who are traveling in the buses can't pay. We are, and so the president should do something. As they're coming next for at least another 1 year. You're very not 2024, but now you're busy with elections to deal with. Then we move on. But to leave it that flat, even in God's own time, we have a rainy season and we have the dry season of that kind of thing. So we cannot have a government that says that as for us, every time is a dry season or every time is a rainy season. The president should do something.
If you fall back from capturing the president, and suggestions to say, One more bekan no kre actual president no. Somewhat yakati omo off from having the ear of the president. Inti yaka one more ebeto nyomwa denkoa de actually no. Na we yade babra.
Yan fan bobra fa. And yan fan bobra because the we penny na se omo a ese omo tu for no omo tu for pa. Da ebegin sem no na wan hwe yi a na yo say eba ne sen na man. And that is it. It's not everything I want to say. Because I think that if you ask me, I would say the president would have done marvelously well. In fact, you take even the road sector. Look at the number of roads. The number of roads that have been constructed under the leadership of the president. So many roads have been constructed. So many roads have been improved upon. But as we speak, Wafa, contractors have not been paid for the last 2 years. Payment has not come in. You know one thing that sends this country into almost a state of emergency. Roads. But that's just a handful of demonstrators. Acquire any community. So if roads that monies were spent in working on or paving, monies must come for them to finish. Now that they are not doing them, you are going to have a spontaneous insurrection all over the country because many will can say, offer, you can who a contractor friend out there. So when you hear there are, there are road constructions that are going on, but I will tell you that majority there hasn't been payment for contractors. And some of us have been asking the Minister of Finance and his cohorts at the Ministry of Finance that look at this issue as a national security issue because you don't want a situation where the people in Medina, the people in wherever, Akachi, the people there at the same time demonstrating. The security apparatus of this country will be outnumbered by maybe 500-1. And so maybe the other said, we've got to, like I said, the advisors in terms of security to the president, they are not doing well at all, if you ask me. They know what is going on and they will not tell the president that ideally it will pose a security challenge. Ideally it will pose this issue. They are not talking about it. They are not. And so sometimes if you are not very careful, we are all leaders in one way or the other. But you must step out there, and I believe in management by walking around. The president should get out of his bulletproof vehicle and sometimes interact with the people. The people he sat with and drank yogurt. What do you call it? Tampico.
No. Calipo.
He should get down from his bulletproof air-conditioned vehicle, interact with the people. The people who are selling corn, the people who are selling watches, or not interactive to know firsthand. How do you feel? I think coming down to interact with them when you go, that's all corner said, Papa Eda. You will think about what they said, and then you can then go back and recollect what your people have been telling you. But unfortunately, and these days, those days, I will tell you that it is when the president travels that information even filters to the president because when he's there, he doesn't travel with everybody. And so it is possible for him to read the news and do this. But no, today, he's gone to the north. They are moving from one community to the other and commissioning roads and cutting salt for roads. Fantastic. But when you come back to base, like I'm saying, under the president, this president, if you look at how many roads infrastructure we have added, you can't take it away and say it is not true because I work within the sector. And so I have the evidence of what has been done. But contractors have not been paid. This is a security challenge because the more the roads get damaged, the more people will riot and people, they see young people so ball. You can't say, majority leader, Honorable Minister,
Chairman Samuel.
Fortunately, the security officers who were there behaved themselves well. But if they had also decided to throw tear gas at the people, you don't go to magazine and go and throw tear gas. They produce everything. So they could have made all the officers there. To me, they say, I am hoping that the president would begin to get down and sometimes take a walk. Stop it. Everybody stop. I want to interact with the no more. I mean, we see it. But unfortunately, in this part of the world, they don't do it. And we are getting to a tipping point. So in terms of the changes, coming back to the changes the president has done, they are also part of the what I'm talking about. They've been part of the challenging security situation we have had. So if moving them and bringing people who are connected to Gavi probably will solve the problem. That's another thing. But we can then go into how they relate to Gavi and all that. For me, in security, I would say that, well, if you bring the guy who can do the job, it doesn't matter where it's coming from. But if you bring the guy who cannot do the job, then it matters. And we have to begin to interrogate where it's coming from.
And they almost ever pre flag bearership. Emuminu, so do a sort of more. In fact, one motivation, you know, yes, yeah, President Kronis and the cousins and the inner circle, no, or more attitude towards them. And a ginger almost say, every yes, you betray a hat in Yakako pet flag bearership. No, you be say, is it healthy for the party? Say, Ubibeti me a true hat in so a flag bearership only because President no inner circle, no, ne cousins and ne cronies, no, Esumabia or Mutimunti.
Well, I'm not a political scientist, but what I can say is that I do believe that as a Ghanaian, I'm told if you are 40 or 40 something, you'll be able to you can lead this country in terms of being president. They have the right to try and lead the NPP, but it is not very good. Internal disturbances within the political party is more dangerous than the external one. When there is an internal agitation and you don't deal with it, you heard one pastor I think in a church, the president was seated there, and I looked at the president's face when the pastor started raising issues and said, it looks like he might have brought the wrong pastor to come and preach a sermon that day. Internal challenges in every political party is more dangerous because then how do you deal with it? Dealing with it could be very explosive. And you can see when they are fighting either NDC or MPP, or within us almost Adanya. You can also but if it's external, that one you know that okay, either MPP is attacking this or NDC is attacking this, or the other. But at the moment, the agitations, you have two, I don't want to mention their names, who have alleged that the president's cronies, because of them, they want to lead this country. I don't know if that will be the only reason why they want to lead this country. I think it will be very difficult because, like the President Mama once said, until you ascend to the seat of the presidency, you will not understand how these things work. And so I took a lesson out of it I have taken a lesson out of it today, and I say that you should have a good reason why you want to lead a nation like ours. But if your only reason or one of your main reasons is because presidents, are appointing the cronies, it will be very difficult. And I know one of them actually in the PPA allegation, the man who used to be in charge of PPA. One of these persons who has made this allegation actually supported Mr. J and said Mr. J was not A, B, C, D, S, Y, Z. But there's been other adverse findings. And so mine is that sometimes if you are not very careful and you don't look at the issues in a more unbiased manner, and then you conclude by saying, oh yes, it is true. The president crying or mobile, but should that only be the reason? Then I would want to hear them say, the economy would improve, this is what we'll do, this is what we are going to do. But if this is the only reason, I only have one vote, but I'll leave that to the MPP people to go to the polls and elect who becomes their flag bearer.
We will talk about that. Dr. Adam Bona, mynewsgh.com. And now, all publish a report say President of the Republic, Wako Tamale based North Star Radio. And that's him say. One say ye perish of Winano. Omo ye NDC for. Now, so secondly, one more perish of Noa Dudono. As ye MPP for Noa, Omunya Jumanya, ya, one more per Jumayano. Womana Omaniabre. No, dear, unfollow for such persons. I can say, oh, queer reshuffle because NDC for pesa and as MPP need per Jumabia. No reshuffle today, no reshuffle tomorrow. Name them. So, or no dear baby or Tiano, or measure the output of the ministers now. Some of them are more outstanding. Way, you're requiring.
Well, yes, some of them are outstanding, so keep them there. Those who are not outstanding, fire them, sack them. Because you see, the moment the president, you see, like I'm saying, the president should speak to calm nerves. And it is our young to one more president, but his advisors are guilty because you can see this statement the president is making. Somebody would have fed him with that information that everybody who is talking is NDC. I mean, why would the NDC as a party even be calling for a reshuffle? Because maybe when a reshuffle
comes, reason why NDC would call for a reshuffle is because they want to destabilize the government.
But how can a reshuffle destabilize the government? A reshuffle since 1992. Now, a reshuffle or more national security has that destabilized the national security or the government? No. There is foremost intelligence. The president, excuse me to say, contradicting. Because why a reshuffle or national security? Your foremost intelligence agency to have reshuffled, and that has not destabilized the country. So, as far as I'm concerned, respectfully, I mean, I think the president will come and should come again. Because then, I don't think it is NDC people who are calling for reshuffle. It is the ordinary clinton seller. The ordinary persons like me and probably you and other people who are saying that it smells. And so some of them, yes, it is true. I will tell you that some of his ministers have performed, very well. A+. You give them A+. Some of them too, if it took him almost a year to get rid of Adwa Safo, who has been a runaway minister, then the president should come again because then what is he seeing that we are not seeing? We are on the ground. Ghanaians, ordinary Ghanaians, we go, we buy kenke. When you buy kenke, you can't buy fish. You go to the petrol station. This is even the petrol. You don't know whether it is air they put in your tank. When you buy the petrol, maybe you do have tank or full tank. So my point is that Ghanaians, this could be psychological, this could be traffic, could be anything. But we need the president as the first gentleman of the land to speak to us in a manner that will be more reconciliatory, in a manner that will be the president is intending to do something. But to say, when you do that, it doesn't augur well for the security of this country. And some of us have said reshuffle is linked directly to national security or security of this country. Because you have a group of people, almost four say, they should have also been brought in to have their share. They are not bringing them. And she said, but if there is hope, say, by the end of the year, and to the young remember, let's not destroy. That way you see people coming down. And I'm telling you, if there's reshuffle today, you are going to see when people will stop seeing the ball of cricket that is expensive, because then the idea would be said, with time, things would improve. And people would get over that anxiety and all that. Why do you think that when a new party comes into power, it doesn't matter how difficult the situation is, Ghanaians would give that party about a year or two without complaining that much. It is after. So reshuffle, the president cannot say, oh, yeah, can. Why is saying that now, Sabi, offer. Now, I say, the president maybe is not aware that we elected him. And some of us, he spoke directly to the core of, people's brains in this country. And he said, he pleaded, he begged that we should vote for him, we should try him. So if you came down to the ordinary person's level and beg that same amount, that's your now. I think that it should be more, it should speak in a more reconciliatory manner. But the way he's speaking, he is an elderly person, and so I'm very careful my choice of words when I'm talking. And when anybody in security will tell you that the commander-in-chief of the armed forces remains the commander-in-chief, even if he's no longer there. So you must always accord them the highest form of respect. And so I wouldn't want to, say certain things, but I think that the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, he should come again. But the way he's talking doesn't augur well for our unity. It doesn't augur well for his own party people who are largely agitating. It doesn't augur well for the security of this country, because then why would the guy who wants to destroy things not do it? Why would he not do it? He shouldn't do it because maybe you have promised that, reshuffle towards the end of the year, and after you are looking at it. That is the but when you say, you don't get an offer. For me, I think that the president, his advisors, and he himself, they need to sit, in the kitchen and look at it and see what is going on. Maybe he's not interacting with the right people. That is what I can say offer.
Right. You better say, Dr. Adam Bona. Right. Dr. Adam Bona and Ote ne Kasa so the ba with me I was appearing on 050 600 0909 050 600 0909. Still on the line, you need Dr. Richard Amwakumba, a retired history and political science lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. As also share the political angle of reshuffle at the security sector. Now, would anybody suggest that the president has been captured? And Dr. Amwakumba, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Doc, now what to say we right. Na post national delegates conference as Stephen Tim abe chairman na kodua abe general secretary na the antics of Wuntumi na reprimand ayediama Wuntumi sa spectacle ni nyina no. What do you make of it?
Because the original chairman wouldn't think good now back before you know Cassette. In I suppose. Then of course, John Board, I pay John Board. Oh, yes, I'm only the one supporting not just on the point that they will see the man why you think. Yeah, that it is your mind, no password. I'm going to pay them. Hey, because one young chairman, no, I hear referee. I feel I could now was a better born it now.
Adia what me organize a Fijasia Sokore a constituency for ama enyuma ye to ye twesama mo say ye baba ye Dr. Juma ni ye be ye na Dr. Tunyumi bi na wonu say just Dr. Aboni Tinko no born in Sasa said ye Aziz e the house of focus supporters e Tunyumu Accra Sports Stadium wuntumi zina gina hoyi ena mai susu di agina mu na yet me stricate just about Ashanti regional chairman Wuntumi pe a reprimand no na ya reprimand obi abiem.
Oh, so I don't know anymore. So I mean video be a call around on Neka and on my can do na they tell say grassroots lady. For some corporate maba on my bond some mabo. Ubutum here. What do you say? Put your account but the upper on my account. And at the end of the at the end of the young one. Now, so we have a politician. Now, no one out here there. They just say, well, no one I want to, so to speak. Because I know they're exactly.
Se bonsam po ebet me aba ama grassroots aboye nsema ma no On the basis that the bottom year.
Bottom one here. The people in Sempa, let there be a Mecata and point is a daily option. You discover Quadia, remember, the best seller about some Mopa. And you said that I did above. I want that. Politicians need the obedient can they avoid the sister, but for trouble, no one ever
President of the Republic and our Casa North Star Radio, Ewo Tamale, was it there's been calls for reshuffle. Na nipa two groups of persons and na epe reshuffle no. One, NDC form person who destabilizing the government and na epe say onye reshuffle. And two, MPP former enye adwuma to say Dr. Richard Amakumba and na MANSO so more pray for reshuffle. Na one yen ne yen chira. And na one the ministers have been outstanding in their performance. Doc, as a political scientist, saying no.
Oh, with this answer, I was very disappointed. And they said, ministers, first of all, Commodore, they are here, and yet the form, the bottom. This is still President Fee said, oh, my idea here. And they just say, you live here, I want to say, come. They said, they don't know one year. Then, when we say, the ship to end 1 year, and their chance or well, who could get them. The person now is on my yard. I never financial and go on a man, trouble number. There be ministries you are yet to custom them. I said to me, I organize all of them. A boy to custom. But needing I a couple. Let us say that I am not still over cassette. Oh, my outstanding. Every one my yard there, a dear no make. I'm 7. So they say I am outstanding. The Rebecca says, oh, my yard. Me to me. And I know why. Reshuffle. Only party. Whenever we have the man, you have the man. And the man now, me, me, madam, na me go. Ukraine, and the Messiah are can't presence as ever. Even the men and quiet one. The Asma make a yata me propose a print home. No. And I don't can. Then, a man no company. Don't will be. Oh, yeah, dear. There's always Obia or yeah, yes, sir. Don't want to name every. And it's always okay. Now they all say, well, no, you almost so fun because now we are something to say. So, I tell you, and I won't run a political party. I know, Papa. Because party, you will be brave. You for a crack. No, we saw a back a crack. Well, now I have distributed. And where they back for? On no opposition crown of everything. Of your council state. I say I about board member. Why? Omonguan, and I will party for no matter. And now my party for no place I know. I'm on Mopo. If I can carry a woman, one no more can wait. And yeah, Papa, there's another element. Government to be a secret woman casino. Generation.
Government to be a secret woman casino. Generation for woman.
Yes,
let's just say a common purpose.
Well, yes, because, okay, another element, no reshuffle nature say, the secret woman, government be our secret. Then one way there, I think the secret no doors. And the one here, not go funny for be Burma. They just don't know about it. Hey, they're money. Yes, you want the money, the no more understand it. The bank was a crack. I don't know. The bank is as well. Obi a funny idea to be about. No. Tell you one part, who for me, and if for people who I then I do what I ever tell you and say, who's want to move you? Tanatia, a Braboko Tanatia, Tammy open your problem now, who did the wood or cast will be. Who go by my young children? I didn't say, hey, stand that I want to meet you. So
now, what's the present? Good one on Yajuma.
Oh, now me say the Messiah can better time than I go cancer. On family so young one, and then may. Now me penny post. Look around the
Penny post.
Penny post to be a. Then one more state. A young one. I know they will do. Pay for country and party. Then they will do. I mean, the main person will be very large and say, me pen post to be in American stuff. There be. Yen Yamaya, the Comonia, the Coma Yen, and it's America. So, But person said, the one for ministers, everything. Now say, one man or more resources or money. The kind of ministry in here. And you are better. The kind of all the years, man. I'm not going to this one. Why are you that's the kind of home and when the man is there. I went to the kind of mine. Now, there are magic and also. And most of the ministries, this is the problem. If you go in a year, and then I wait if you number now, then I'm here. You can't also demand no man. I'll tell you, I'm going magic. You know what in the baby. If you can not do the what you pay now.
Now, present to say 1 year reshuffle because NDC when a person destabilizing the government. Now, job seekers, so and the one people almost open reshuffle. No. Do you see any contradiction? Say present, so a reshuffle security apparatus. What the National Security Coordinator, ABA Office of the President. Now, what the NIB. Director, what did not call a national security as a coordinator. Now, what the deputy director of NIB, what promoting a substantive director, Nina subject to say all train a council of state, or more about me a validated BBR. Do you see any contradiction?
Oh, no, sir. ADAKABRI, okay. Who's a musical chair? Who was that? Musical chair. No one ever around it. Bring in new minds, bring in new ideas, bring in new targets. Yes, I know. And I make an okay because the area secret no doors. They are this government. Maybe other governments too. The minister knew her. And then the deputy minister and cabinet for him. Come. The deputy minister, in effect, he says, Ukraine is almost as if you don't have to do anything. We should be no because I'm complaining. Because the minister, who deputy, who even consider one of the other substantive ministers, or not the record man. That's deputy, no more yet. The president, no more yet. Assuming.
No more yet. And then nipa be ashasia pointing fingers say and they 2 directors at the helm, National Security Coordinator, NIB director, hitherto na omunyina had went and said they have come under the tutelage of Gabi Ochredakon at the Dankwa Institute. So my baye Juma or Dankwa Institute or into say nay yet the security setup in my warm dear. It is akin to Gabi Ochredakon having captured Ghana's security setup and thereby capturing President of the Republic. What do you know what I'm saying?
Because, look, certain critical information about any president, your finance minister, or to the about no capacity as what? And ultimately speaking for the government. And so we need to, in what capacity? And no, Becca can say, Marcus, yes, I know. Becca, information minister, no. The substantive minister, cabinet, why? Why? I know what you're saying. Or can't buy him. The president will say, oh, yeah, give him a portfolio. Yeah, you know, I know, you know. No, I don't know who's suit a private person. And no church, what to change for. Yeah, of course.
Or to change for
or to change for pull the strings. Because you, as a man, but I am a form of say, what say, almost. Yes, I'm the back country and sign a young. The same of P. As a man, custom. I see anyone I am a for you play hide and seek. The new pay to get the best deal from the army. Deal back from the army. I am a one deal today. What no one they are there. And one for purchase. And one more percent. You have a share. The division is your one. Was over deal. Deal back. Deal back. I can move there. And then every year was there. I'm the back catch the one son of why you are there. And the idea who said a bet a buying expenditure. You should do it. I bet this one you should do it. Don't wait for them to come and tell you. And when you suffer, here who's on your this ratings here, S&P, echo for me. You know, I come home. Just a young baby, you know, you're young. It is business as usual.
Business as usual.
I confidence. I will hear the right thing now. One of them passes the woman baby and baby on number there. On pastor, the queen. Get the age of passing to woman and the echo.
Now, economic challenges, and then so Vice President of the Republic, Chairman of the Economic Management Team, or double gallivanting between digitalization and religion.
I don't know. I can't on the way I come to. I make out some very simple. The only car we get digitization saying, who has car? What you say? I was who was car. And so what my digitization number how to and then manage it in both. You use digitization just to manage. And not help organization. And they be long list and never be you can push one button depending on how my program. Team going in I go, win anyway. Make it the win anyway. That's what it does. But someone is no amount of digitization is going to help. No. And they need the idea that digitization no because the mommy church. That was the cash of Boto. How the codum could do that? Oh, the emperor said, and no, you're analog. I shall go to be any. There was the kind of show Boto. How the cotton mobile man so say what digitizing? Because they say government in the amount for institutions now. Almost him said you will see D was that. I will see me 100 CD for her and a 50 for her and I need the essence of digitization. You must say, can I no bottom? Don't understand. And to Mr. First things first. I was here. They increase revenue. Sana, digitization of Abuai. No one can say anything.
And as it is, Vice President also a campaign. Why the need for campaigning at this time?
Well, I don't know. I know there. You have to ask him. I was hoping that one day be a number of programs in our name will go on. We have a church more different there than what we have seen. So, others in England, I mean, who would say, we are campaigning in earnest study on OCS. I heard Alan say, or suspended the campaign in Kakra because of IMS situation. I could talk to you maintaining Kakisesa. On the show, I say, I agree in one way. But on not yet, he's going full speed ahead. It is his prerogative with the main cap. More, yes, sir. But on the name, what is going on? But you should remember that he is still vice president and head of the economic management team. The message who behind getting confused. The only car, we are digitization. Say, only car. The channel, very simple. Maybe a bachelor, maybe a shall go to my yes, but Kabiama and Yamaji.
Now, with a little over 72% of the Ghanaian population being Christians, do you see the overtures or the doubling in religion by the vice president as sufficient basis to woo Christians to his side, Anna?
Oh, the brand can say. The me to the fact, come catch as a religion, the Onyanjo, or managing neutral. Now, I know what they say, or Kosomsa, or Kofa. It is not to his advantage to be doing that. Because Muslims are a minority. I've heard so many Christian pastors, Omokase, Tamonindi, Omobrema, no Mexican. Because almost so many are completely different from only. If you can cancel them, we are there. Who can cancel anything? No, can you in private? No, they didn't come. I don't know.
You would have preferred to say, a whispering campaign as opposed to the open campaign.
Oh, yes. So, our penny. What about Bushian? One and what they are. I don't know. until now, you are hurting yourself. Considering the sentiments that many Christians are coming. Now, if you walk of us, one hour hurt you, and your papa.
Can you easy send the opponents? Ebetimi akana publicly.
Exactly. Say on no akofaba. And you be so bad also be kind no want to man. Wouldn't even catch or play politics or the religion play politics. Who now by? So a lack of proper counsel and ambassador.
Oh, a foot running koye.
A papa inexperience.
I just ube to biblical verses say Jesus Christ and now we the savior for all. Na the second coming ya wo be kra no o baba be save we as opposed to what is in a year revelation say Jesus the second coming a year judgment and reward. How can he get it that wrong when in fact you are not a practicing Christian?
I say we do. Who wants it? If only a Christian. How can we hide it? So you can't have it both ways. Say we are Muslim, now Christian and now. Now we say Christianity no yeah, but yeah Christianity. Now we say Hana Oka. Again is that. And go come once money and come once. We come once one. Only unyame. One kind of bread.
Apparent contradiction where a chief imam, His Eminence, Kwakoya and annual mulid. Na uko ayena John Dramani Mahame ne kasa akane ono kasa ye Christiani etimi kotu Islamic verses ya ani se wo Muslimini eba ye be ka kire say ai agwo de say the oji kotu Islam idi je say malam John pa o na o ka we di kire enti enei won't go to biblical verses John Dramani Mahama also, and Nasidan sorry, ringway Assemblies of God. The expectations and Cosmecadi and Achino. Malam Timothy. Oh, come on.
I done a prostitution of religion.
Hey!
There will be also a Christian that may catch your pain. Them from you no basic. So we are Christian and we are Christian. Who the Christ as chief. Now, what some say? He says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes unto the Father but by me. And go to no. Then find your politics, Mr. Your politics, not find your miasm printing. Who can you miasm? And no, that you are some.
Now,
Christian, I won't drink coca. That is a some Jesus kind of who need me and say.
Now, or show, sir, why you're a member of the Boys Brigade. Being a member of the Boys Brigade doesn't necessarily mean you're a member of the Methodist Church, Anna.
Oh, so what is Boys Brigade and then Methodist Church? What is the connection?
The Boys Brigade, Methodist Church, for no. And a chance here did that society a Boys Brigade. But one can't say subsequently, no, a trash here no so echo beyond the Methodist Church. Said the Girls Guide, any Boy Scout, Nina a bar, yeah, it could have biblical background, but then not necessarily say you belong to a particular church and sana what you mean adjoining. And so a bar, you know, I say I may ye mani look like say or say or ye a practicing Methodist. Because none of my so a Methodist or call Wesley Girls, you know, as if say or joining Boys Brigade, you know, as now or a member of the Methodist Church, which may not be that accurate.
Well, now, Boys Brigade, what does that got to do with the Word of God? Boys Brigade, why? Boys Brigade, I saw more than this is just incidental to the Word of God. To say people from that denomination, and I was starting to start dealing with. It has nothing to do with the Word of God. Who can you mean to Maka? Not can you? And make for the convenience of tolerance in tea. Message the Nyamia canon, the Jesus canon, Speak it now and speak it well and speak it forever. No side show. Don't tell me that tolerance in tea won't cut their Jesus Kaya. Then leave the religion. Then when we say, oh, feel that then you have problems. That you be answers that could come.
So is there a real risk, say Muslims may be crossed with the vice president, and in the end, and so on, ultimately, and Ghana more persons within the Christian fraternity, Anna?
That's exactly what is going to happen. That is why a yet juvenile inexperienced, because who you come on, oh, you know, you come on, who can find the president Moscow. Who let me cut the open beer? I mean, I'm the pastor, Meshiamo, nothing says to walk around the master. It's your money now. Most likely, Omuna will come. When I know that. And go Christian Samson and Kaho, Nanko Mama Bungu. It will be all towards them that. What the most of them not to change. We know who now, general public media Kakawa. What were him? Where the Waka and Wakoka. Now, the Muslims will be answered now, Pacho. Now, Christian quotations now here. They say, no, what done rabbi another, we pope another, we bishop another say. What are you going to say?
I just said, now we commented this. I saw them or Bremai or say, James Abuswakachi or side, yeah, so offering bone now one to a friend no Jamukoe.
No, we are here.
So I'm a refugee.
I think you're the power. Are you? Oh, they say offering now important. You go and make sure say offering would be a tumpa. So, Mr. Moden, you have something there. Said the politics are dangerous. Why show who you are? How born who you are? As I say all the time, you have to believe that you can grow. The battle is the Lord that in Jacob is someone come. Vice President, Lydia now in Grande, and your words. Can be a dollar, can yet the air, a grow, yet the air show, yet the air point. No, you can't do that.
Right. Into political expediency, and say, I was here in Yamiasam, Idiagro.
Crap. Because say, you can't say some kicker. You can't one thing is said, don't be a woody or man president. The one Yami, what from Yamia? Oh, man, now from Yami. David, or Kofa, but Sheba. The whole of Israel suffered. No go on. The whole country, turned into civil war or no versus Nema. Obi a war boni will be against David. That time that's the point nobody. It is an American incentive David. It will be a person in go and do it. And it is some Yamia, woman, but serious. No, especially over so by Ghana penny, and I saw your penny presence is here. Don't do that. And find again, and find can't take it. Take it serious.
Because such a statement is so abra woman call Muslim prayers. Now I can't say, and yes, say way or you Christian, way or you Muslim. Now you focus on what the person can do for the country. That could have been a brilliant statement.
I know, yes. So one find something good really something fine. Oh yeah, dear. So, and I don't know for baby. Who bet me pride do that baby and most of them Mr. I know you may miss some. Miss some and just awesome. Then I want to proper the yes, I know Mr. I know the young man to another soon yummy said there was dignity. Soon years. I thought that.
Now, more Amaka student, and also one person start campaigning now. A year grassroots also benefiting from more vigorous campaigning.
And I'm okay, another one.
What was I mean, as a political scientist, no, he can be the one more can say. Now, Mutuan, just say, but also starting, I'm also more back, I'm also someone starting. Eh?
Oh, we are on a plan. It means to me, and the president, actually. Oh, yeah, who person running for president? That's the one I'm hearing. Now, what give you confirm somehow country call Mutu matter, or make me free. because at the end, I am very expensive. Yes, you can't hear the so. You want to take too earlier. A better baby, I will call you next cancer. And also, I am critical. As a way in there.
To bet me a peaky before the real time.
Yes. So what? Anytime we get completely more. Then when I contact it, so this one was capable. And no crowd was at the there. I can't end, no. Once someone was okay, you're telling now.
Auntie, I'm for be anyhow.
Maybe I am Yatia, we are now can one until I was all true, but I'll place you stuff. Oh, one, I want some, no, that the image of a corner, the now, man, for the only dissecting 1 month now, TV is only ready. So, stand here.
You, Dr. Mwakumba, you better was it for spending 29 minutes with us.
You,
without a fee.
With a
You don't. Namia somebody, mommy, ready. Why, was in Yamia of the mommy ready? George Nash. We are Christian and I am Muslim.
We are Christian.
In Okafwakwa of the MPP, we are Christian and I am Muslim.
What's your Christian?
Now, was say Mayan Dabo in religion openly for campaigning. What do you make of that?
Of our Mefa in Chiason Kuma with Tifuna. Na me more national executives I told by you almost so no more mabaso. I was Jumaswa or Mashasia or Mudia Bois MPP among you cool no Cassie.
A short.
He say pa or mode. He say pa mode guaquem. Some be maintaining the composure and the discipline in the party, you know. Now, Omotimia reinforced the unity of the party to break the eight, you know. A laudable cause. I was all well-meaning party members, you know, yet I or Mochi. Now, yet me this age, media, no major media, you know, a bear crab. Over. Now, no matter who to coin. More quaba. One can't share me offer. Offer one can't share me. The other buy and so if you feature, yeah,
4 days absence, again, a woman.
For 4 days absence, no. So, Uko say we go from crowd and can you be an cover brain troop? Over. And okay, so we share politics of the water. We share politics idea, senipem. Politics idea, sorry, say manase, nyame sumsem. Politics idea, yimu, any sign name na, and canipa embum. And unti, so we be kasa wa the amanyosem. Me some way ni panti and I say me some way ni panti edie di kwansi so ewo ye mem ha say because enka ye emmum so man baako mumba na mum religious tolerance ya de a ye laudable call say ye nyina na ye hunu ye say enyame baako na nyina ye som no say wo be call say bi nkramudem so wo be call say bi Christopher sorry dem so wo be call say bi Hindu for ho so we call ekanka for ho asori bi abeko bi asa ogitum se eye nyame baako na yina hwe no se nyame na ne wo ho no mo a mi hu ne kwansie bi a esie de mempese mehu ene se ye beka se esum we nti tinchina che esum we nti se me ye kremoni nti e wo se me ko ha se me ye kristo ni nti e wo se me ko ha se me ye obosomsum ni nti e wo se me ko ha se me ye ekanka ni nti e wo se me ko ha se me yes a osum we say ninti no eno de e de papa mu ba enka nipa embom embe nyina nya ade baako a ebeboa ma oman ni nyina no atumpon na wofa na no abetodwa ohwe nsensem a enam kasafidie so efa ha se yewra ye vice president Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia akoka se oye Methodist boys brigade and say oye or Methodist boys brigade anyway. Over the relevance of this subject matter, no, me who say or say friend say glorious airtime to discuss this. I some level of achievement. I buy we say in the buy, you know. What me di amagana for baby ho an mo, ni bi ho no mu. Ebi o mo do mo ni ehu. Ebi o no so a yen kam o monte. In terms of digital space, you know, join the bebre. E na aban na di digital space, but enya dia o di wani hu nti no. Say ya mo hu da wura untimi ultimi ehu se dwumadi we si aiden akoso ofa wo share infrastructure akwan na no mampanyi call Upper West say last Friday oko Upper West any ade a wo share obie Upper West Regional Coordinating Council ano okay media odi or inspect the Agenda 11 hospitals or wali under construction na wohwe omaye a friend say a foundation layout nya de nyina wie a aka superstructure so me pagya ne ade a saa nneɛma we say in ebeboa na augment the lives of the ordinary Ghanaian na sabi obi o wali or pe baby na se ne hodo no akwayare sabia na se esi ayare sabia wo hono mo a bigidi ye say ho behia na chen say why na call boys brigade why na call girls brigade why na enko why na she nkramuche why na she nkramuche why na ye say ni nyina no me hu ni ye say e won fasodie papa bia e de boa o man we say nkan kro wofa empem bebre no de bia meka say MPP amanyoku ade ba ko edi yenya yen communication because we spend glorious air time yedi different day and maybe you hold on more meka say ye trivial than see ye be advance the course of the positives are yet me the success are choke in government ye be ko anase Ghana for befuye na o mato abeti ayen daachi bi ansa de akotinachira Ghana for sampa aban ba ye ni se o ye adwuma bebre ene utie wona enim de se ofa wo mumu bi se ya bo hu ni yeso manpanyi kufo ba ye no in the Fourth Republic anase since yenya ye fa ahudie obekasa after Sergeant for the Kwame Nkrumah no
in the Fourth Democratic Dispensation, you know, because there's only one republic.
Exactly. In the Fourth Democratic Dispensation, you know, offer thanks for your correction. Yes, J for a PLS. Edientia, because you compare the Numa obey and the way OCD or mine anymore. Utie NDC communicators, Utie NPP communicators, Utie social commentators are Professor Jampo Nom. Any nipa hudo bebre can be a Ghana for tie one or no dru joma obi abo manpanyi kufo aban aba so se ampa ye de to nsania ye hu nie se aban abako na mamuo no de na ye sonko. That was the first time in the second time in the history of our country your tradition we had the opportunity to serve the people of this republic. Buzi at time no ye nyam said almost 27 months and ye nya wa aban nim. But Omanpanyi Kufo we try 8 years no. Ghana for who a clear difference between governance, leadership, and ruling. See dini paso. Ebinim be dini paso. Oba me serve. But ye hu so Omanpanyi Kufo ba ye no. Obe sum as a servant leader. E man ni sise odi gu akwan mu nyina. Any day nyina no. E that so affected the ordinary Ghanaian.
For no organized and strategic.
Organized and strategic. A leader or a clairvoyance. Otimi reading into the future. Always and he say nyina no fa. As of today, Omanpanyi Kufo say no, it does influence the governance of our country. As of today, it does influence the life of the ordinary Ghanaian. As of today, it does so change lives and the prosperity break Ghana for. I don't think ofa say you benya precious airtime say ya and me kasa me company me be advert to ha say ya sika won beje me sika ketwa. Na so say this precious airtime e wo say you dey ton aban no dwumedi a wadi. We share the positive strides are making in the implementation of the free senior high school education. Atina your constitution nima and Article 25. Atina moa from 1993. Everything sabre no. Abaya bako. Now so Article 25 of our constitution that's so no more. It took the intervention of this government. Yebra je kufu amebona baso yi ebe implemented the free universal compulsory basic education. The F cube no. Obe implemented assign the aduane kan ho a school feeding program ni ade e bai Omanpanyi Kufo ado bai no so no also be implemented a second leg of the free education system na and no cover the secondary education bracket no adentin na sa achievement we say nyina no yen say yada age ne ho den ne fa enkasa achievement we say nyina. In any case obi be win MPP flag bearership ni bia no MPP ni. Why should we be fighting among ourselves the giant strides are making in government ebetimi aboa yen ama yatena ban mu ache ne dia som Ghana for ama Ghana for nyamfa so die pa e wo mu no yen se yada age ne yen ton na akoye ade bia no etwenye koye achi na opposition for no no sere yen ene woni NDC ni ti ho no mo obo comfortable say they are winning 2024 simply because obo hu ni say the world economic crisis and the outlook no affect you as na me bia ka Ghana I don't know eno nko alone no ebetimi ama omo electoral victory without even advancing any positive policy for Ghanaians to understand say these are the alternatives. You talk about more she say omo dey begu akwan me bebo my Ghana chire ne nkankro no enie. They have nothing to show. They have nothing to tell. They have no policy to advance offer. Enunti yeni a ye won share pama Ghana for no. Ye tena ho ama Ghana for edi yen ho yaw na Ghana for edi abufuo ene yaw akwakotua na mo bi a obese nu won ho nenso so na aka echi ofa besrew wada Roma minim say unim de pa eba law awo ho eba history awo ho eba ensenture adwuma koe awo ho you are all round person de bia me ka say ye pe in this country upe learned media gurus in this country we of ADAKABRI because I've gone to my participated to a lot of shows programs but your in-depth knowledge with regards to subject matters what discuss on your show no of ayana who say ja wompa and who say sabi nimdie ewo man kasa who say what sua de no unim ne woka historical antecedent facts what the evidence esanso e back ho over sadia ne de ye ne de advance the course of your policy e be boa yen yo media sa we wako nkremodem wako Christodem wako ye we say ni nyina no eno no enwo aga na ni bia ewiase nyina ye den ofa Ukraine Russia ntokwa na kofa o ye ni abetu wiase nyina kon COVID-19 edo ye ni abetu wiase nyina kon ema all economies in the world are suffering including our nation Ghana aban ne nhyɛ pɛ gu akwan mu a mitigate saa nhyɛ ye we say nyina ma Ghana fo enya fa so pa free ho that is a pa ban di agu akwan mu no ebi ni de hen ebi any the implementation of the government flagship programs the one district one factory policy ogusu autoto now ye ka say you know over 125 working factories and na be bo ade under one district one factory ya man we say ebe bo ade no aban bia no hono aba watimi enam ne nsa so ama 125 working factories aba o mem ha say that agi say under man panyin na don kwakufu ado and then the trade minister Yero Alankojo Chirematen waba pen so and sa one district one factory policy industrialization drive no apenya ni mu kese pa wafa abai bia mai in this country called Ghana in terms of road infrastructure ya added to the kilometers of road in terms of asphaltic overlay echen abai we say ya ohoi we say ton near kama Ghana for nyinate we the dualization of friend say Accra Kumasi highway ya offer o de na modwumadi enti no ese bia porto obi akra no unim bia curve obi a unim na modwumadi any your in-depth knowledge in transport management ni ade of I has akwan we say ya ho ya o hwe a free ha say a free your friend say achimota a free poku ha say airway the dualization drive from Nsanwom airco aban we say ba ya wa continue wa mapanyikofo ni so ade hunu senke be dualize from Accra to Kumasi na ke nya dualized road because o hwe the traffic on this major road na say this a single lane na emwa ekwan no ya ne sie no na papai na depression baso na say na head to head for collision so doors was akwan so because obi mistake akebo be bia so no na cause accident lose human life aban ba ye say ni so ade hu no over 30 kilometers of double dual carriage lane aban ba wakoto aso a eguso a eko minimi ye say nkoban panyikufo hya ase a then someone bypass nkoko bypass ne bae no na yera George Nash party NDC party bae no mbeto aso ebebie mu ko yan kasabre within a space of our 16 years I started the dualization of Kumasi Accra highway we no and kietianya this major trunk road no dualizer save a lot of lives ebe save cost to this country na ebe boa ma the economic activities etimi akoso aban we say bae no oguso a otu sa na mo no e dey ti ne yenton sa nema we say nyina no ne ye be say yen precious time and ya ho odin e dey discuss e maybe ho no mo a e add value to the ordinary Ghanaian over about in terms of the MPP leadership ne na na meaning say the one meaning delegates of our party no knows who to elect as the flag bearer of this party I be contest the 2024 election na betia break the 8 no because your party for no mo ho no of omunim de o hwe kon fa so mo to aba ye hwe the recent national delegate congress ye Accra Sports Stadium and the predictions are all over the world, all the major media outlets in this country, a win for a particular candidate. But delegates ne koto abano. View ne completely different from the views of the general population. They say, oh, we will be winning because we mono, who say be of ADAKABRI support ni pass message automatically, of ADAKABRI mo support ni pass message there. Obedin kunim. Delegates ne koto ye no. They wanted certain semblance of policies in the MAB party anymore. Omuko you a new candidate. Now a new candidate omuko you na. Isha omu de gu akwan mu omo ye no led by Yera chairman Stephen Intim and lawyer Justin Kodua. Ejuma omo bo ama party this year no e dey some level of respite ya party ni ma who say party na say ya corner internally. Going forward, call the national delegates conference and I said the national conference I could elect flag bearer and I say we I know say your delegates are poised to break the age because in our political cycle political party be in the fourth Republican dispensation anything crossing the age brackets neither I say 2 terms whether say the opposition alternative or you credible and also on your credible your fan say 8 years we are na aban corner aban aba but you person chirema Ghana for nyina hu ne say bad performance Ghana for epe niema papa Ghana for epe mpuntuo Ghana for penkankro enu ti no omehwe niema bi no de asese no ma hu say of ADAKABRI to asoman ya of ADAKABRI to asoman ya mpuntuo kese ebeba ama ebi aka ye nyina enu ti hwe say omo de agu akwan from the grassroots niema omo ye bana ofa minimum ye say the candidate, the party delegates will elect and will select for the party to lead us into the 2024 elections. Will be a candidate, obetimi leading. Nani appeal no, etimi anya the secured voter here to cross the 8 no. Nama MPP as the party in government yani eba Ghana for nyina nya mpuntuo, Ghana for nyina nya nkankro, Ghana for nyina who say yes, there is a significance in terms of delivery no. Etimi continue ni asum Ghana for ye.
Mate Aye, Ora Inokafuakwa, a member of the communications team of the MPP, and Otin in Nino. Na Sabre was George Nash of the NDC, the son of Malam John, Esubekasa.
ADAKABRI.
Judge,
in books or the
Madina constituency.
Books of chance of Uncle President.
Na only branch executives. Now when you be in C, na very peaceful. Madina constituency executives Madam Wasi and 15 coordinators and also the way I'm coordinating my brem wasi. And I witnessed about 3 of one elections. I mean it was peaceful. It was very, very peaceful. And on the day NDC, MIA di Kangwo, Yakase democracy. That is the difference between the NDC and then the MPP. No violence. Peaceful elections. We just bawe for mutim. ADAKABRI mini pebi Raymond Ado Asare or contested constituency secretary. We just bawe. That guy is very, very intelligent. I think say we just bawe for Mana Kwenya to be the secretary of we just bawe. Which me abua a constituency in papa because I remember he was a PA personal aide to the former MP Esojamai constituency. We nyani baby ko. Na oye very instrumental pass wo man on the seat na owini we Esojamai no na odi mu akotra na man to me win seat in Esojamai. So I think say we jagba before when you a competent secretary which may depart in him na 2024 no ya the victory be because Raymond Ado the vibrant guy, very intelligent guy. What try UK crack you share the credentials or ya there obomoding ADAKABRI Mr. Adam Buna. Dr. Adam Buna. He has spoken. Wakasa wu. Manakasa. You see, udia kunya mami nuyano. Je baby or ekofai. Yaka corruption. You see, corruption. He couldn't talk about corruption. So say na I said time ni nyina corruption. Utie Mr. Adam Bona in commodity course nyina corruption ti issue we dey nya dey be to be dey akwakofa baby apart from chrono ne keta hye I course wa ban we mu. Utie papa ye okasa ye ya o kire say when you govern a country with friends and families and now fufu won aboa wo pen. So what you say they say enne hwe say no man na ye. Nothing is going on.
George, is it wrong?
You cannot even reshuffle your own your look. You came to office. Ube appointee about almost 130 ministers. Say you were in hurry. Yes, about 125, 130 ministers. No, you say 125. 125. 125 for no cry a year to appoint 125 ministers. Say you are in hurry to fix this country. And you are going to transform this country within 18 months. Then after 6 years, my brother, look at the way my brother is talking. After 6 years, who say we be transforming or man? They say we will not borrow. You didn't talk about that. yet sikaso nanso okomo de yen adakabre look at the situation ene Ghana for hwe tibi hwe dibra ye wo mu ne ameno kase adakabre dibra ye wo mu Ghana for eno na yesi ye hwe ne ye ka ho asem ketas hye ne project uni Mr. Bediako Center for something corruption omo unveil corruption also ni mo pa na Joseph Bediako osan omo san the revolutions biaba gen set bia wokotoye 2021 afi ye fa chire ko bisa ne 2022 price ya bisa no 2022 no forcing time woto no 2021 no
sebia na and
we buy no so almost
ebia city na appreciate
almost city appreciate energy rate no so no wo mbe jegu ho say demorage nchino say den na afi won chema wo ho adakabe ne mema assignment bia mo ya amame I have a problem. Ministry of Fisheries ato Ocean Adborn Motors. Ocean Adborn Motors. Me document no I receipt ni awa. Me de chire 25 a year 40-footer container no. Omo to no 5,000 per container. 40-footer container. Adborn Motors wom e be 100, e be 101. I mean it is not less than 100. Ministry of Fisheries ayire no eto no 5,000 cedis per container ni nyina mentiase echiri nyane ntiase ministry na nekrae na nipa na okra ade ne bae no that be good pot instead say obe clear no one clear na demorage chi no na sisi ministry na nkasa etwa no ho asanga kwakoto Adborn Motors no 5,000 per 40-footer container tani ma we nyina ya ade a ese ye hwe adakabe ne hwe se ne oman no ko hwe teachers and nurses training allowances ni ade nyina no enko look at their situation today and hwe patient ayaresafo when you are very district awum district MPP ni ot studio hano he comes from a constituency he's coming from a district so I was expecting say obeka kire tiefo say make district me fimu no there is a factory in that district factory ni say ejuma say na ye but you couldn't tell Ghanaians obetra one district one factory was sorry they just say wo fi say yanga drink a football park no aba be bobo wo so no wafa ball no wo de ahye wa motem no wako obetra ha no ka one district one factory na ka wo de sisu say me district am free me no this is the factory I want me district
now a district banner free o
me ana me Madina no Madina constituency
one d one f bi o
no nyen na no bi e di achinja
ebi o
mo say me de me hu bi and no say obi say feed omo say obi ye ne feed na omakwakọ abona baso here after the past 15
obi a wakwa aba no
also obi
uri kasa no na bacho kasa mo twase
na bio musi amo chapa kana secretary no mo si amo use communication director
otini ba bio na akwatini ba
mo use communication director si chapa kana
secretary kasa no ranka waka ebia me district am fimini factory wo ho no adwuma wo ye ni wo process se wo di dwuma se ebe ma ye je wodi dem wo betra now can yo mo hwa one district one factory say see about 100 and something. I want to mean baby a factory one. I propaganda. So what I say, missy, want to me and say be a mid district grab me free mono.
Now no.
Adakabe say can it district to free when you change dim.
No na ba ya keka baby wa ma wo ko hwe bi o Madina no.
Adakabe me say ni district to free mono.
Madina ebi o ha na bi.
Obetra ha na Adakabe. Asema o kan no. One district, one factory, na one district, one factory. Ina bibi say. Inke bi woni district.
Every judge.
Inka ehon no be fiase.
Every judge say
oba mi constituency a. Ana oba mi district a. Ni ekosu ni, ni aban ni ye wo honi. Ebi akwan aban ni ye wo mi district ni. Ana bi constituency eduma aban ni ye ni.
Question be na ibusa.
Ba want to me anka. But o say one district, one factory.
Question be na ibusa no.
Question a ubisa no. I heard him talk about one district, one factory. Eduma papa o maye. Or divert attention from a topic now beside say at least this time the MPP they need time to sell themselves. Omu project what be any ade no. Into issue out the man no he didn't delve into the matter. And or the call ni or no achievement or no no say MPP abang abomodin. Ke akwanya sema wu kan na di. Look. Nana do dan kwa Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration they have succeeded in making gentlemen like you people. No mamu nyina mu adane atrofo. Wanga ma mu nka no kware. No kware ese wo ka kire mu no. Wo nka no kware nkire mu. You see governance is about continuity. aban de yenya yete ase se eye ntuaso nti aban bi ye na se wo beto a kanu kware no se wo kanu kware na ebema wa membu no akotote but because modi entroba eje tu minti no you can't stop lying so you must continue to lie mubedi atura akwa kosi because mutumi kanu kware se
an ambassador of roads Adakabre ni Facebook na yina
Adakabre mi pese minua okasa metra meba okasa no metra hadin mankasa ese kase mutwa sen abewu mekasa utwa mekase mo eya sen se me babewu ena maka kire ono mepa cho so enti no kware no hwe ye ba ban mu ye betu N1 ena other project ye kan no kware ne kire Ghana fo se aya ban dada ne na fiase ye ba be commission kura no Ghana fo nyine hu ye ma president kufo ba agori nase e ma ne ye fe ye ba ye buidam NDC ni bia mintie NDC ni bia waka se buidam NDC fo na ye ne no muka ti so do pewu mo de soso bo ho se pewu ene buidam le si ho no mama ne be commission ye o commission ye fe ye de abasu godin no ma president kufo ye se president kufo wa yade ye ba ne ye ba betua so e ye fe Adakabre hwe e kwanga sema menua na kan menua beri mai kai Adakabre you see on krata ye kitami eye won ankasa won krata mo ankasa mo krata o eni presented to Parliament on Wednesday 15th November 2017 where your budget mo amode koye Adakabre me pese me set record bi street ne nti ameka say aban we na nado danko akufo ne ba omia ami oma subsidy ama ekuku damfo adan atrofo wongeji atredi timini ukase atru na mo die no chese Ghana fo ba be hu no kware no che uba page 101 Adakabre eni road e wa ha nyina aye road sa today what the bo ho asafo hen ene kwan ya mo anka sa mo tro say mo betoye no ene mo de bom ho asafo hen Adakabre eni paragraph 536 ebi abrofo na me mante ase o say some of the key roads programmed for continuation include where 2017 as at November kra na mo mpa mo ministers in wie na do mpa no ministers in wie and na mo chiro krata we bre Ghana for you see in the book you accept say some of the project na ye betoy but in public mo begina publica then you lie to Ghanaians that this roadway ye yankasa ye initiative me you see mo fa basu bodi ni money
na manensi na champo bia na banen ayegusutio
o say construction of bridge on the Volta River at Volivo it was bequeathed to ye jamamo aye project aye fiase ya lay foundation ya di nyina na ye jamamo mo na mo tro eni we left it for you in Sawam Apedwa Kwafukrum we left it for you Tamale Yendi Road ye jamamo mo na mo atro mo say ye jamamo betoe Boligatanga Boku Palma Krum ye jamamo Nkwanta Otida Mango ye jamamo Berekum Siakwa Road ye jamamo Kaswa Interchange and Auxiliary Works ye jamamo dualization of whole main town roads I don't know whether mo akokra and a construction of whole bypass and a construction of Pokwasi Interchange and yeah it is in the 2017 budget statement na mucho ye no and the Pokwasi Interchange was succeeded by making a lot of Ghanaians liars yes Minister of Roads Ossi they initiated it from scratch Adakabre and tronu dia dosu dodo enu ne ha me no
and na dia na waka ese dia aye osa akomi
bi se bypass Pokwasi Interchange eni won ankasa no kan and the last one massive roads and drainage extension project
in November 2017 that was the first year budget na amawe ono ankasa ebeye and na a year to cover January 2018, December 2018. And now you so well we so say ya program what to say ye be yes sir.
Program for continuation. Brofuna wakayeni.
It's a program for
continuation.
It's a program for continuation.
Good.
Kwaf krom to apedwa enkwanta no. NDC na shase.
Adakabre, I am quoting what they wrote 2017 that these are roads program for continuous for them to continue. Juma wodi ejaw ebi a continuation mentiase ebi a sa brofo mentiase continuation no ebi a mentiase
sa dualization of Kwaf krom to apedwa kwanta no NDC aban na shase.
Adakabre NDC aban ne fiase paragraph table 22 meba Adakabre meba
to was ni educate wo ma etie wo no sa kwan no jonkofo na Dr. Anane on say kofo na completely new bypass wo there be and swom has
yes.
And then in 2007 and ode and some junction ho edebebe kan of anko hase right intino a buyer no when we and NDC so buy NDC kura buyer no now who say single carriageway and ye di twem chichiwere no e bia na contractor no won kura no na gap edam ho and ye see agisi $60 million I say e nya bi di hon mo kakra na ha adwene ana eno so score inti NDC so be ye kakra obetimi aye ana ojaye say MPP aban ensamra metoa so 2017 mienti ho
Adakabre ekwan na wo kan ho asem sisi ya no bi fi asem ka se amembu eye entuaso eye continuation etuaso obi ye na se wodi du ba bia obeba betuaso eni insawam apedwa table 22 of that same budget statement table 22 also detail of progress on the roads you know insawam apedwa road no Kwafu Krom road no 2016 it was 77% complete 2017 it was 87% complete. When they took over power they left it was a road audit we jail for so many years. Into 2021 budget statement by was anko kwan no no na reduce to 29% complete 39% complete.
Eti kochi akra would you want to research say in January 2009 na Kwaf Krom to apedwa kwanta na how many percentage complete?
For now I cannot tell. I mean to me in Kano of head say bia how many this is the percentage complete, but in their own budget statement, yes,
and that
is how governance is. Governance is about continuity. We do baby so now they are basu boarding basu boarding it was 87% complete in 2017. That is powerful.
30 kilometers for 8 years.
It was 87.
Clear on what it means.
2017 it was 87% complete. For 3 to 4 years.
Not true.
39% as a 2021.
That portion, not quite review.
I am for you. We left it for you almost 100% complete. And you just acquire now. You see, it's here for Mutimi. Kwanya Bibu boss.
He's confused of our confused.
Kwanya.
Jordan, I
what do and they cannot talk about any new road that they've constructed. They've lied and said they have constructed how many 1,000 plus whatever kilometers, which is not true. It is not true. Check from our motorable roads the data. Ghana. It has not increased. From Bibia Mahama Jano no. Sanity. So when you walk around and go and put asphalt, that's the more the asphalt then you say you are constructing road. Yeka road construction. Akwanya we fiase. Na why drains. Na we gusu kama. No why FF kwanya wankasa we do 100 fiase. And yeka ho asem.
NDC sign.
At the end, this is Uka road, Abibri.
Almost 1,000. Almost 1,000. Almost 1,000. Also, you're not correct. At the end, this is what you're saying.
Wangankasa won't book, no, Adakabre. I'm quoting. Maybe quoting from one book. I am quoting from your book. I am quoting from your book. The good news that Mukaina. Let me quote from here. Also, the ministry maintained its focus on a routine, periodic, whatever, maintenance activities.
Which
the previously when they took over 10,679 kilometers of feeder road network.
George, book any budget statement now okay.
Communication tutorial.
And I'm say uko ye no.
Adakabre.
O say almost 1,000 omo ye no. Enye no correct. And now what me akwape empirical evidence kura free. A year 2018 financial year budget a year in November 2017. And me busa say from January 2009 they see December 2016. That 8-year period, almost more years saying.
Adakabre mean to me in Kanchiro, I will get the facts for you. You understand? But then every Ghanaian listening to George Nash this afternoon,
they know you are lying. They know you are lying. You have no facts. You have no facts.
Okay, George. Going forward, you know.
Yes.
So which make of 2018 financial year
budget.
Budget in the buyer. And then I won't conquer 2009 financial year budget. Now, as you begin to tell us, say your government is in continuity, no. Wouldn't mean quote from say acquiring saying and previous government in John Kofoso Eddie Jam. Would you want to do that?
Don't worry, I will do that for you. But the lies, it is the lies,
and you are lying.
And no America
who are setting a good basis
and throw no the lies for a whole minister to come and tell us. Say, because in touching, you fiasi just say woman betushi. They came and did everything, you know, and I'm because Sano na me person can afford yasi. And then what budget statement? Focus interchange, you know, say the jawo. And then what on budget statement? And then page 101. And also say the jawo. It mean can no quality. And no name problem. The lies is too much. You have lied and lied. Look, you brought up Batampake.
Let us finish with the lies you are telling now. No, what are you saying?
Obi akopesika diaba. NDC yaban kopesika diaba. Na NDC yaban MP NDC yaban kopesika diaba. Na NDC yaban ebe disperse sika no e de actual construction no a. O say ontimi nka say ono na de asobo ofom.
Identity so kaso no de asobo ofom.
Ofa Pokwa say senior minister ko kate so do Pokwa interchange. They sought for the construction. Pokwa interchange. It was the senior minister. You accepted
in your budget statement that this
are program land. Don't come and lie. Don't come and lie. Ofa, you don't just go there. Hospital. You see, hospital.
Lie. Umiantu abuase na de wo fie no. Pick be from.
Then why confused?
The woman say
confused. Why?
The woman say
you can't be some of us and be lying.
You say NDC aban e pesika e di go na uba ya obeto say ya pesika de go no no e na wo di aso be bo fom e ma wo ye ya ontimi nka se ono e no construct e ye progress interchange na na
asema minister na kan no road minister na kan no oni gana focus
o kan saying
o see Pokwasi interchange, you know, was initiated by MPP administration.
Okay, I don't see
any problem.
George, I don't see Ben also minister cancer.
Oh, I mean, it's Ukpa which I go to send you.
By the time you are fighting
Ukasa for 30 minutes. So what? Ukasa for 30 minutes. I was watching. I was Ukasa. No, ADAKABRI didn't ask you questions. He didn't interject you.
Of a learned person, of a learned. Who can't tell me who can't transfer? It's not sure.
I'm exposing your lies.
No. Who can't tell how much can't throw now?
And throw.
You
accept in the book. And you lie to Ghanaians outside.
Working paragraph 536. You. And no matter what, I brought 10 cry. Until me no pet. And I'm a question. Any person here won't see any industry be say obi pesika go name actual construction one shall see na say the obeto an so no ono hye actual construction na see a yenti en wan say ontimi nka say one no and a actual construction ana.
Adakabre. Somebody initiated it. And now over 2 years. So what yes? It's you buy two. Anyone? Other project. And baby fini.
What you want to say NDC for? And the pace car. Ya di be ye procreation interchange. And na MDC MPP for a actual construction. What you want to say?
It should be on record.
You see,
the initial plan was for 3 years.
What you want to
say? Obi pesika no to obi initiate ade na say oba na obaya adakabra unfa hu say nsi ubo enkasa de we de miami tumi I say railway na e wo tema fiti bomb tema
George unim say
railway ay kwa
George unim say hospitals
NDC
tie unim say George hospital
I will budget statement please don't go there it is here
Kama pakadan Jeku for project no be jama ho bi na no twa ntosa na usuya dia maybe Jeku for project no be jama ho for project Kama pakadan railway project na check history
project
dem check history
please
Kama pakadan railway
the only thing you did on that road that check
my brother you are not there the introduction
adakabra so person didi matemo
introduction na nyana aka so mo ya
atrofo
no na for no can be
introduction
no but you don't use those words
baby introduction
what you West
introduction
George
railway na fitema eko akosomodo
the
only
pakada railway line je kuko project
it is bomb
Enoch
akosomo port you don't even know
George nyamotre
you don't even know
mamu me enko baby
it is akosomo port
George nyamotre
ye no roads no
George like you are also for rice
ti ye betra radio so ye besua de o
adakaba ye sua de
nyamotre ye ka okuase interchange ye change emfa nkom ye clear ho na ehunu say the hospitals bebre e wa ha John Dramani Mahama ye
a lot
wunim say
a lot
wunim say Kofuo
and the project
oh nyamotre wunim say Kofuo and the pace can go ujitum sa
TBT yes
obi te say ukọ tepa that 60-bed hospital no so busa eye odum honorable odum na busa eye mama pat eye Patricia PJ eye Asukwa MPA na ubusa ene Nadmo Ajima Prempa ombe chiro de ye sa hospital no eba enso so no actual construction eye Mahama ene ye nanso find the pace kano ede to ho odum Patricia PJ Ajima Prempe ombeka ho atama it yantie ho ase say obi pace ka gum na obi so ye actual construction no ye actual construction no onu timi ka say me na me ye actual construction your pace can buy no ono so timi ka say me na me initiate project no
so
afa akwabram
over me that say
adakabre we try
me that say over is usho say ntina wia obi atie o because factual issues etie say be influence o mo thought going forward as a people ofa obi share project ase emo we be wie ni nyina e Ghana ska me who the relevance of that discourse here be mu sisi ya afi no budget statement na dey budget for dey be two way ofa and now tin to a free poku ase ko double road from Sanwon bypass okoya ye frɛ ɔsɛn pokrom po no kwafu krom ɛhɔ yi yera je kufo project do sai aba budget biam atimota ofankɔ Sanwon bypass one budget biam no man bam for the past 16 years and Robert Nan so be claim ownership of that project and say NDC buy no na munim roads ya and can better for 8 good years and ka sa kwan 30 kilometers come with me and complete 30 kilometers of asphaltic overlay dualization of Kwafu Chrome to Apedja, Montimi and Yenwie. That's what I say, NDC in a year. You see, Opa, say, Obia dea, MPP Amayu Babemuno, or Mampania Kufa de Nimuno, and Yan Yaman Yatimia ye. But the Yatimia ye, no Ghana phone in the Omonia who sampa, Saban will say by, no, in terms of road infrastructure, no, why yet a born homeboard child, baby Awaba. Opa, Yasha, Sisi Aminoka say, Atimoda town roads is under contract, a contractor who see a Atimoda. And also asphaltic overlay ni ade o ma chance ya o mo go Google ase oda akwan so wo fa obuase town road for the first time in the history of Obuasi, minimum said 1996, Yera body men on Yan become a currency a 4 member of parliament. No, sorry, parliament to be my road, or sorry, be a pioneer, my road because become Obuasi Akwanyasem. It was Hero Rollins, and I'm say from Boite to Bongobri Road na asphalt. MIA the first time in the history of Obuasi asphalt. Banda Oma Penya Kufu Dubai, no. Every corner in Obuasi, cohe asphaltic overlay. Go to Obuasi Municipal, call a friend say Obuasi Rate, and those enclave cohe. Between Obuasi Junction to Anyankwanta, even from Chichere to Obuasi Town, Obuasi Municipal, no, to Kunka Junction, and you dualized under Oma Penya Kufu. Yansha the dualization of Anyankwanta to Kumasi Dominancy Road, no, and also called Eguswa Ekoso. Wafa, Aban will say by a Kwan Kumasi na City Road project. Yansha, apart from this, no, call all the major districts, any municipals, never be a
John
Dramani, you Robert say, that's what we try to watch a Ghana picture, gloomy picture here. I feel because Ghana for Philly.
A dear John Dramani Mahama, any end this year no Asante. It could be in the Casa say Akoko Sacre, Akromakra, and Yenefe. I don't know, yeah.
Oh, Wafa, what do you mean, you fear John Dramani Mahama? I say, Akoko Bon, na the action. And then they are the Chiema, Akoko be the Nima de Chia, and so TFU Ninano. Hokru argument, Nibino. Then you say Kumasi Kajetia Central Market Project, no. A Asantama Council, any KM in the chassis. But because of the status of KM, I just Okoje, a friend say a loan facility of this magnitude, no here central government support. And it was a collaboration between the central government and KM and the Asantama Council. And yet,
acquiring and John Dramani Mahama, or ye no Kumasia. A mass our reference in bar say Kumasi Aquine, O Yeno, Chicago, Cranoa, and your Muffe.
Kumasi Aquine, say, Yera John Dramani Mahama, ye Kumasi Aquine pa, and Cabine will say by no share Kumasi Central for a bo a bine will say Trisuna, ni Kumasi for Sunina, Kumasi Aquine. Ye now know HMS Abunsu, majority leader of parliament, a call in Pesuaso, and Yaquine who yan to Tunsio Bruno, it would say John Dramani Mahama, why ye? Asphaltic roads. Asukariman municipal.
At what you told me to
Wayebi.
Okay.
Meeting Castle by Wanyebi. Because I am my brain yame. Wayebi. Asukariman municipal. Asukariman a municipal roads no. I was concerned under the regime of Hero John Dramani Mahama. But so compare that road no asphaltic overlay no here and the inches no thickness to the another Kufuado and also so their all year difference wumpa. And in terms of coverage. Road coverage, in terms of kilometers, the length of the road, no. Wanye kesisa, but what man penye kufuadoa. In terms of the length and the thickness and the credibility of the road infrastructure, no, perfect. Offer, say a do perfect. Akaka can do perfect. I will see a bona baso. I don't know. Omet na ho na meka omet to abo ma park so me twa tro e me gu. Gana for passa politics no. At least How roads are, Yemfa roads, never Yera John Dramani Mahama and to Sanye. I was Sante, Yemran crying. Yemko Eastern, Yemko even North. Nayanshe, Eastern Corridor Road. Yera Mizwe Kanazuri, Ebeye edition and say, a home, a Ford Explorer, and your PP mono. None the quality no at saying. And the side road no net is saying.
Okay, George, Bramwe. Ye want to say, Kufu Baby, the Mahama Baby. Fasamels baby, Kufuado yebi. Mentio.
Why be pa? Kufuado I be pa.
A Felicity then. Amembu de a Entiaso. Railway Asemia, Nimumasun Tina, Soros or railway no, Mamma. I wouldn't at him. ODB say, send your general. And you're now so when Yakwa day, I was on TV day. You could do you. Ozzy. The ministry commenced work. That's paragraph 577. What's it? The ministry commenced work. The ministry, guess what? I say NDC, but what's it? The ministry commenced. And guess what? I say
NDC yeah under a ministry. And yeah, NDC national headquarters. Yeah,
NDC state institution.
Commenced work on the 85-kilometer rail line from Temaport to link the Volta Lake via Akosombo Port. So it is not in Pakadan. Listen. The port, nipa na power no na port no so no.
When the kind clear on a train kwan fa ho. I would do Kakasunanka train kwan na nam ho no. When the clear sa train kwan na no de nam ho.
sa kakaso ashama kwan
Michelle Camp one ma right now
I can't tell
he can't tell
but no kware no nenturo no se na make say to link listen who's in Pakadan I want to correct you as to Akosomo port and a Polansan comes from in Pakadan Polansan of in Pakadan and our divert here they no come Pakadan Voter Lake Transport Company cry here demonstration said no they will not agree say one for port no and ko so what you say inti let me let you understand say sa railway project na ho dada Kwadwo Krom sa we aso ni nyina it was completed before you came so not munye 1 kilometer cry Adakabe ubisa no railway railway dey IBCM mo World Bank
railway dey IBCM
mo World Bank munye railway mo World Bank Ashanti region mo mamu vote as Adakabe bisa BBCC Ashanti region you couldn't come out and tell what you have given the Ashanti region. What do you mean? Tafu market, Kejetia market, Aswase market, Atonsu market, Sewa hospital, Afari military hospital, Communal hospital, Bekwai hospital, Aswasi road, Swami road, Tafu road, Kenyasi road, okay. High school junction to Jinasi road, Bomsu to High School Road. What's it? Kote to Campus.
Bomsu to High School Road. No, I'm here.
Bomsu
to High School Road. No, I'm here.
Bomsu to High School Road.
And not when I'm here.
It was constructed by NDC.
How many kilometers? How many
kilometers?
And then high school.
It is an achievement of NDC. Say ya construct kwan
ya trauma mu say ya mo ya research kakra.
Kwan be asem na boka.
Da bia trauma mo ya research.
Unim ho a.
Da bia trauma mo ya research. Ya trauma mo ya research.
Mr. Unim ho akwan let say.
Okay, ntino.
Adakabe kwan let say.
Anya bom so no woka. Na bia na ya na say dey secure no ma be. Ma me hwe paper kra hwe so.
Wa print.
Oh there be.
Anya nwanwa.
Anya nwanwa say.
Because
Adakabre is it not existing? Is it not existing rules?
Can be no friend bombs to High School Road.
Nyabo. Your trauma on Katen so.
Unye sunny free a year of Fulcrum, Oku transport to one. Okay. O first standing on your right. A honomono. Now with the Aquacofa are inside estate. Now with the Afa USD a gate a cheap. Na de akwako pie oh me de be man two pass na me chew bibi na next time on san kwa no da
trauma wa your research trauma wa your research
unti no hand you sa kwan no from junction no so ho don
you
and na ofuru kromo sane e de ba fa just asore family chapel junction no so ho na wo de akwako fa hinsan estate na de afa Allen clinic ho na wa fa UST na chi na de akopie gination ti honye bom so
na je enukura na je me kura de me twa no short oh me da say na je say kwanga for ho nyina oh nyagupo nshira Adakabre me se me kwa Adakabre che oh me da babesi
final comment
Adakabre we
the man che for nyina say MPP amanyoko na Akufo Addo na ban gu so a ebo adwuma ma Ghana pa ye gitum say ahokyera ba Ghana na nso no ye papa say mama so nte say ogusu a otie Ghana fo na ogusu so ye hye pa ebe yi Ghana fo visa ahohia na ye family nyina je nya resemu onimu na emfa mpaibon tai Ghana echi ogusu obesom Ghana
ni nyina final point George
Adakabre enu na maboboso no NDC achievement no demonstration nko but the simple and short of it is that ne am pese medija MPP honestly look say obomofo if a hunter comes from the forest if a hunter
Utie oha echi pong